Alrighty, I'm back. Wizardry on PSN. Oh, I have yet to even look at this. Is this translated or was this NTSC PAL? This was originally Japanese. I'm currently playing, or well, this is a fan translation of it. It's not entirely complete. Some of the text is scrambled, some of it just doesn't fit in. From what I can tell, what the translator did was basically take the script from the DOS version and just put it into the SNES version. It looks overall fine, some is a bit tricky to figure out, but considering that I have played the DOS version, it should be fine, I think. It's okay following Snail. Once again, make sure you vote for whatever you would like to see. Afterwards, the vote will be complete. You can vote for the race and also for the character profession. What is going to be the profession we are going to be changing up a little bit this time around. We will not be starting out as that one profession. I will optimize it a little bit, because I feel like might as well. I'm not entirely sure this has the exact same mechanics as the DOS version, but I will just kind of treat it as if, because it seems like it's pretty much the same. You've never seen this version? Yeah, I didn't really know about it until recently either. How did I like the DOS version? It was basically a chip into my childhood and more or less kind of literally fulfilling a little dream that I had. Unravel the mystery of that fascinating game that I saw back then but couldn't really play. So I liked it. It does have its flaws, it's not perfect. Also, apparently compared to other games at the time, it was actually not even that good in terms of visuals and stuff like that. But I think it's overall a very, very fascinating game. Wizardry Labyrinth of Souls is on the PSN. Before there was Wizardry 8 on PC and Wizardry Tale of the Forsaken Land on PS2. I see. Alrighty, this was that. 15 minutes are over, let's go and create our characters. By the way, if anyone has an idea what I could put in there in the middle on the left, feel free to tell me that, that's okay. Alrighty, let's reset this, because this actually also has an intro. Hey Ramboardist, welcome, how are you doing? And also greetings to you Elysium and Ghost Eye and Following Snail and anybody else who has joined us. I hope you guys are doing well. There are things you must know. Nearly 120 years ago, this castle was abandoned, reigned by a king who terrorized the land and citizens for many years. Not content with his current dominion and powers, he eventually formed an alliance with another wizard. Together they sought to rule all the evil plans, and in a great magical war, they conquered them all. That's the short version of it. Also, reading big text, it's barely readable for me. Palandoi, thank you for the host, I appreciate that. Delicious darkness. It was in one such battle that they first became aware of the existence of the Cosmic Forge. It told them of the magical pen, of its power. The words that were written with the pen would become true. The king and the wizard eventually they were successful in stealing this pen for themselves. It was shortly after obtaining this Cosmic Forge that the two allies became jealous of each other. They engaged in a final climactic battle to determine the victor. That was last time anyone ever has heard anything from them. And it is now on you, my dear friends, to figure out what was going on in that period of time, whether that's even true. This mystery is about to get unraveled. I tried to paraphrase it as good as I could while also reading it. You didn't really miss too much details here. So, alrighty. We're going to start a new game. I already played a bit here of the other. Thing is, do I want a quick start? No. I need to create an entire party now. Oh no, I thought... Oh, but I can do. Here's the thing, It's going to delete my other save files, but that's okay. I did use save states last time in order to create my character sets. So this is where we are currently. So I already created 4 characters. I used save states in order to create the characters because that's basically the only reasonable way to not lose too much time. You will soon see what I mean. Holy Smith, thank you for the host, I appreciate that. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me start with the options. In the options we have the game set to English. You need to specifically set English. Monsters. There's a lot of those not quite English words. Text speed in battle, let's put it that too. And I wonder whether this allows me to advance it myself. Probably. I think this is fine. Cursor sets to memory, so it will be where it is. Effects and music are on, that is fine. Control. Basically it just tells you what it is. You can also rebind it, I believe. Let's see what I can rebind, in fact. I can turn around? Oh boy, I can actually set those things. Step left and right, that is handy. Member, action, exit. The action, exit always have to stay the same. Map is really handy. This game actually has a built-in map, so we are not going to be as lost anymore as last time. Save and rest are nice, in order to have them quickly accessible. Let's see, what else would we have? Search, spell, item, open. But members... I think this is actually fine set up how it is. I didn't realize you could actually change. Then we have background colors. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... Okay, it is 6. 6 different backgrounds. Which one do you like? Let's say brown, dark brown, sand, dark green sand, and fuzzy dark. Which one would you like? And then let me tell you about my current characters that I created. So we have a Mug Priest. That is Yaga. I just created a Mug Priest. And I'm also going to explain how I intend to play this time around. I did a fair bit of research, or more specifically, I just ran the entire FAQ on GameFAQs, and I assume this is going to be the same. So, I'm going to start off everybody as a priest or a mage. Or in one case a bard, because bards actually start with a lute, otherwise I don't get a lute. So we already have a bard here. Potentially that's going to get replaced. But this is Yo-Yo, the Twitch bard, and a female Felpur bard. If Twitch is going to be a Felpur bard by chance, I am going to just use Yo-Yo here and rename it. Alrighty, here we have Yaga. I have a Mug Priest. The idea of the Mug Priest is to become a monk afterwards, then we turn him into a bishop and later into a lord. So I kind of have the maps now already figured out as to what I would like to turn our characters into. That is the idea. Also, I will be making use of save states potentially if I feel like this is going to be necessary. It looks like currently it's not necessary in order to achieve the stats, since it seems to be more generous in terms of how many stats it gives you per level up, that is, but we will see about that. I plan initially on not using any, but if I feel like it will be just kind of remove some tedium, I will. Then, so as I said, priest, monk, bishop and lord. The reason why we start as a priest, or mage for that matter, is as follows. In Wizardry 6, at least the DOS version, I'm actually not sure about this version, but I assume it's the same. Your mana regeneration is set in stone from as soon as you create the character, which means priests and mages have the highest mana regeneration overall. They have slight advantages in different spell schools on how much they regenerate. Fairies, as a class, as a profession, race, excuse me, get +1 to all regeneration for magic, and a lizard man gets -1 to all. So this is a Mug Priest, even though he looks like a lizard, I just kind of like the portrait. So then we have currently a mage, Hakeli, which basically I asked in Kishura's chat, what would you name someone that is going to be a ninja, a Valkyrie, and something else? Oh yeah, monk. Was it monk? Yeah, it was monk. And it was ninja, Valkyrie, and monk. So basically, Hawk came in and leaves, it was brought up, and Hakeli is what resulted. It's a fairy, because why not? Then we have Rabu. Mage, initially. Rump is going to become a monk, then bishop, then samurai. That's the idea anyways. We'll see how that's going to work out. Yo-Yo is a Felper Bard. I don't know what we want to do else with this one. Okay. Tapmux looks kind of wrong. Yeah, I mean... Kill 0, so is it a pacifist percent win? I don't think that's a thing. Rabbi did Rump in the experience at the bottom. I guess so. That's one OP fairy. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Okay, well, let's see what Twitch decided what we are going to be creating. Let me refresh this once more. Which race are we going to be picking for Twitch? As I said, we are going to be picking two. One for Twitch, one for chat. So here we have Twitch. Twitch is going to be either a Drakon or a Rabulf. Drakon are the dragon people. Or a Rabulf. Basically both of those have 10 votes. Honorable mentions go to Felper, Fairy and Lizardman, who are not far behind. But since we are going to be creating two characters, we are going to make the first one a Drakon. Whether male or female, I'm actually going to be making a save state here, you will soon see why. Which one would you like, guys? Male or female? Just feel free to write in chat. The first one that gets 3 in chat I will take. And the correct profession is going to be a Psionic or Valkyrie. Haha, I like it. Alrighty. Valkyrie and Psionic. So, which means I am going to, once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to start the character as a mage or priest, but I'm going to switch over at level 1 to Psionic or Valkyrie. That's the idea, if we get enough stat points for that. So, we have basically a Psionic and a Valkyrie. What else is going to happen to those guys afterwards? We don't know, we will see. I really like the idea of a Psionic. Camera fraud it? I don't think that's a thing then here. So... Wizardry looks fun. It is actually quite neat. It's a bit intricate in how the details work, but once you're in it, it's really fascinating. Male, female, male. Alright, let's go with male here for our Drakon Valkyrie. Also, by the way, we don't have to stick to those specific portraits, it's just kind of a suggestion. So, we start off with Psionic. By the way, Valkyrie has to be female, so the second one has to be female either way. So we're just going to go with one male and one female. So Twitch is going to be male. And I'm going to set the save state here. And as soon as I activate, you can see the bonus up there. 10 bonus, 6 bonus. This is why I use save states. So in order for us to be able to switch character jobs at a time where, or as soon as possible, I kind of need to get the correct amount of bonus points that I can distribute. This is one of the more important portions of the thing, and if I want to do this just normal, 10, that's not quite enough. I'm just going to distribute some stuff randomly and see that we get something random and terror done, yes, no, don't save, and then we create a player character again. I would type in a name again select the race, select the gender again. You can see why I'm going to be using save states for this one, I hope. Yes, we finished the DOS version. I highlighted the entire thing and put it into a playlist if you'd like to see that. So, alrighty. I also made a little script that allows me to more easily get this. Give me a second. I need to real quick note what we are going to do here. So, Twitch is going to be a psionic in the end. So, psionics require for a Dracon 10 strength, 14 intelligence, 6 piety, 14 vitality, 10 dexterity, 8 speed, and 10 personality. So that's going to be what we are to work towards. As I said, I'm going to start off as a mage or priest. I have remaining points at the bottom. I need to see whether I can actually distribute enough points to be able to switch over to Psionic. Actually, you know what? Psionic as a starting class is also pretty good. I think that is fine if we just straight up become a Psionic. But I don't need to reset a whole lot more, so alrighty. That's good enough. Psionic, actually, excuse me, that is not good enough. We need one more point, unfortunately. The reason why we need one more point is we want to start with 16 vitality. So as I said, fairies get +1 to all mana regeneration. Also 16 vitality gives you +1 to all mana regenerations. That is done at the beginning of the game. You definitely want to have 16 vitality. So that's kind of what we are going for. So we need 15 bonus points here. So 15 is the minimum. If we get a bit more, that would be nice too. I apologize for the weird sounds. I'm just letting... I'm pressing one button to run the little script that basically loads the save state, saves the save state, and then presses the A button. I'm going to actually mute this real quick, because otherwise it's getting rather annoying rather quickly. $15, there we go. Alright, that's all we need. So 15, as I said, we can just straight up start as a psionic. Also, oopsie, wrong thing. I pressed the wrong button there. There we go. So we start off as a psionic through Twitch. And 16 vitality, as I said. That's my goal on all characters. We have 8 karma. And ladies and gentlemen, which portrait would you like to see? We can still change the portrait afterwards. We have a Draken, so those two are usually the most appropriate, but if you feel like something else is going to be awesome, I'm just going to choose this one for now. And then we put everything into Theosophy for our skill points. Theosophy is the Psionic spellbook, so to speak. Then we start off with heal wounds we can get, that is really nice, but I think mental attack initially is going to be way better. And I would also like to start... I think starting with heal wounds is good. Heal wounds is really awesome. Save this character, yes please. I'm also going to edit a portrait of Yaga here, because that is no longer appropriate. We did not end up getting a look, I don't think. For our... Yeah, no, the second one is going to be a Felper, so we just have a Muk here. So, alrighty. That's that, and we create the second character. This one is going to be Chat. Last time Chat was a Muk Bard. This time it's going to be a Rawolf, which are usually more suited to physical, as in battle classes. A Rawolf Valkyrie. Valkyrie has to be female, so we don't actually have much of a choice there. And it's a Rawolf. Female. Once again, I'm going to choose until we get enough points. Valkyrie does not have high requirements, so we probably can get away with doing stuff pretty quickly. So let's hope that we... Here, let me note down the Valkyrie requirement real quick. By the way, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Also, add my name to it in chat so I can more easily see it. That would be lovely. Here's Twitch, meant to be here. Then we have chat is Valkyrie. As I said, this one I will start off as a mage or a priest. Probably as a mage, actually. Valkyrie, 10 strength, 6 int, 12 piety, 11 vitality, 10 dexterity, 11 speed, and 11 personality. A Valkyrie. Valkyrie is actually kind of high requirements. In comparison to other classes, it's not, but I guess it's more than a psionic, isn't it? So either way, let's see. Currently we could technically select a Valkyrie. We would need 6 more strength, that is 4 points used up. We would need... oh boy. We would need no intelligence, we would need no piety. We would need no additional vitality, but I want to have 16 vitality, so that's going to be a bit difficult to obtain. Because we already need at least... plus... we already need at least 12 bonus points to bring vitality to 16. Then dexterity, we need 10, that's 2 more points. We are at 6 total. Speed needs 3 points, we are at 9 total. Personality is okay. So we need a total of 9 plus 6 bonus points remaining, which means there is 10 more, so 21. That's going to be quite a high requirement. I will probably be happy with 18 or 19, and so we just hope for a good level up at level 1, so we can become a Valkyrie right away here. Priest might be better. Let's... oh, that's probably a good choice, actually. Let's see. Priest requires also 4 strength. Requires no intelligence additional. Piety, we have enough. Vitality, we need at least 1 point, but I will want to have 6, so we are at 10. Dexterity, we need 2, so we are at 12. Speed, we need 3, so we are at 15. And personality, we are fine. Alrighty, that's actually much more reasonable, trying to go for 15. So let's try to go for 15 bonus points, essentially. Script again. Oh, don't worry, I'm going to switch up stuff. If you missed the explanation earlier, I am actually going to start everybody as mage or priest except for the psionic, which is fine as well. 18, that's fine. 18 for those guys. Because it gives me a better mana regeneration. I'm going to explain it again in a second here. Alright, let's go and start with Priest. We need 10 strength. We need no additional intelligence. We need at least 12 piety. We need at least 11 vitality, but I want to have 16. We need 10 dexterity, 11 speed, and the rest we can distribute as we please. I'm going to distribute the rest into strength, which should give us more carrying capacity. I'm not sure this is set in stone in the SNES version, it is in the DOS version. It's actually also possible that I just do this all for nothing, because it might be that they adjusted the mana regeneration as well, based on which class you are, rather than anything else. So karma, Twitch has really, chat has really low karma. I'm sorry guys. Also, portrait, did you guys see which portrait you want? Have I ever played Ultima Underworld 1 or 2? No, I have not, to be honest. So, okay, we start as a Ravulf priest. Ravulfs, or wolves, are usually these ones, the doggies. But you're free to choose any portrait, really, if you would like to have something else. So wolves are usually these. I feel like this might be oddly fitting as well for a Valkyrie, even though it's supposed to be a Felper. Or maybe we could even go for this one, which almost looks like a dog. If you ask me anyways. Or those over here also kind of look like doggies. We aren't smart. There's a mechanics FAQ for this game on the game FAQs, and it's identical to the PC guide. I see. That's interesting, I suppose. I was actually not aware there was one for this one as well. So which one would you like? Alrighty, I'm just going to give you 3 options. This is going to be easier. This is 1, 2, and 3. You can write 1, 2, and 3 in chat, that's fine as well. Just post 1, 2, or 3. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. Well, we have a lot of 1s, let's go with this one. Alrighty. I'm going to put all the points into Theology, which is the healing ability. So we also have here, he wounds the... Oh, I shot the blade already? Wow. This spell undead already as well. So basically, what I've noticed in the SNES version, you can acquire certain abilities way earlier than others. So I'm going to pick 2 spells that makes the most sense. Make wounds. Usually you don't want this because it's of a school that you want to kind of preserve magic points with and don't usually want to use for offensive purposes. But I'm going to choose this anyways, because in the early game it's going to be extremely handy. I'm also going to go ahead and pick heal wounds. Heal wounds is always useful. And we are done with this for now, yes indeed. With this character. Okie dokie, let me see whether we want to rearrange our party. So as I said, Yaga is going to become a monk, bishop, lord. I want him to be more of a backline character. This one is Yaga. Party order. This one is Yaga. I'm going to put you in the back row for now. Monk is for so we could learn ninjutsu and Kiryu. Actually, I don't know whether I want to become a monk anymore. Just straight up a bishop. So originally I created those 4 characters so far to just run with a 4-man party. Which, by the way, works surprisingly well. But I guess I'm just going to go because straight up for bishop, so I'm going to be in the back row. Our Bard is, as usual, going to be in the back row as well. Let's just put the Bard, our cat Bard, Yo-Yo, into the back slot, that's fine. The Psionic, Twitch is a Psionic. Psionics are usually backline characters as well. Here we have Romp. Romp is going to be Mage, Monk. Wait, Romp is the bishop? I guess so. Mage, Monk, Samurai is the order. Mage, Monk. I'm going to remove 1 step in between there, so it's going to be easier. Yaga is going to be Bishop, Lord, and Hakali. The little fairy here is going to be a Mage, Ninja, and a Valkyrie. That's the idea for eventually going there. So Valkyrie is our front lines, Ninjas are kind of front lines as well. Romp with the Monk is front line-ish. Our Twitch here with the Valkyrie is also front line, so that's fine. This is a fine front line, so Twitch is leading us. Akali and Romp backing up. And there we go. What's the true class setup? The true class setup is Valkyrie for chat. Actually, this is chat. The Valkyrie, is it? Yes, this is chat. Chat is the Valkyrie. We have a Ninja Fairy. We will have... Actually, this is backwards. I want to probably go for Valkyrie, then Ninja. Whatever. Ninja Fairy, we have a Rump, who is going to be a monk. We have Psionic, who is a Psionic. We have a Bard, which is a Bard. And we have a Priest, who is going to stay as a Priest for a while and then switch over to Bishop as soon as we get the opportunity. Yes, Talbot, it's not actually about basic spellcasting capabilities, it's actually more about spell regeneration. That's why we start as a Priest, Mage, Psionic, Priest, and Bard. Bard is just to get the initial starting equipment of a Bard. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to go. Save. Turbo file? I have no idea what turbo file is. I actually don't know. If someone knows this one, feel free to tell me. Let's get this going. Start. Entering Bane of the Cosmic Forge. So, once again, we start off as priests, mages, and psionics, and priests to have the initial magic point regeneration going for us. Approaching the gate with confidence, you know things can get hairy. You can always turn around and get back out. Well, apparently not. By the way, this is basically one-to-one the DOS script, so you have seen this. You are in the entrance chamber of the castle. It appears to be empty, and a heavy coat of dust covers the floor. Small scampering noises echo down far distant corridors. A reminder that it is you who is the intruder. Here. So, and here we are. I press start, I save, which is going to be extremely handy. Okay, now, I love this music, by the way. It's so good. Chat is becoming a Valkyrie, which we basically prepared. Akali is becoming a ninja. I'm not sure she has enough points. No, she doesn't. So Akali needs... What did I write down? Ninja needs 1 strength and 1 piety to become a ninja. I will do that ASAP. Rump here will become a monk. He cannot become a bishop yet. He actually... Oh boy, he needs a lot of things in order to become a bishop. Wait, bishop? No, he needs to become a monk. That way around. The bishop is something else. He needs 2 strength, 1 piety, 2 dexterity, and 2 speed in order to become a monk. And Twitch here is the psionic. We stay as a psionic. Yaga is the monk priest. And what did I write down here? I want the monk priest to become a bishop. I don't think I can become a bishop yet, no. Bishop will require me to have 3 more piety. 3 piety. Plus, what else is required? 15 intelligence, 15 piety. Oh boy, we need 5 intelligence, so this is going to take a while until I will be able to change over Yaga here to a bishop, but that's okay, because we probably want to have at least 1 guy who is staying a priest. So we don't need dexterity or speed, we need... Yeah, that's actually it, intelligence and piety. Then we have Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo is a bard. And items we want to equip. Quarterstaff, ropes and sandals. It seems like fairies have less... Oops. Akali uses staff. No effect. Oopsie. I did not mean to do that. So, equip. It seems fairies have less of a restriction as to what they can equip there. So equip. Everybody needs to equip their basic equipment. For some reason they decide to not actually equip stuff. Also, apparently our psionic here starts with a dagger. We may have to change that, because I don't think I can use it. Also, different from the DOS version, psionic start with a shadow cloak, which is actually pretty nice. It gives you -1 to all your character class, armor class, which that's a good thing. Interestingly enough, in the DOS version you also start with a psionic cloak, or a shadow cloak, but you can't actually equip it, curiously enough. So, alrighty, everybody's equipped. We have a Valkyrie going, mage in the front row. I think maybe we should put... Also, this is the map. You can also sidestep. It's going to be a bit rough for you guys to follow if I'm sidestepping too often, so I try to reduce the sidestepping. We probably should move the order a little bit and have Akali be in the back for now. So, because fairies usually have rather low abilities. So, okay, we are in the main hall of this castle. And we are super weak, like super weak. We have here, neatly inscribed upon the metal face of the chest are these words: "Open me second." And we are actually going to open this second this time around, because this one is "Open me first." And we are going to open it just straight up, and it is not trapped. Inside the chest are several items and scrolls which reads: "A cure but twice, a healing thrice, 1 life for 3 times 7. So the Amulet of Life has 7 charges to revive someone. I would prefer to not use it if we can avoid it. We are going to equip it on our frontline characters so far, for now, probably just on Rom. Light Heal, we take and put on a Priest. Cure Light Condition, we also take and put on a Priest. Cure Poison, put on our Priest. So the reason why we do this in this order is because we beware of the narrow corridors of the mind, which basically mocks you for following orders of "open me first" and "open me second." You get the Sword of Striking for this. If you open it the other way around, you actually get some stuff with charges. Missiles, I believe. Which is not bad, but it's also not that great. Either way, we get a Sword of Striking, which we give to our Chat Valkyrie. I'm not sure Chat will be able to use it. Also, I still need to get used to the controls here. Review, there we go. Item equip, can use the Sword of Striking, nice, sorry. Chat gets the Sword of Striking. It also has a nice little indicator as to how strong is stuff, except for weapons, because you need to identify weapons in order to assess their power. So, alrighty, we have a Psionic, a Mage, a Priest, and Bard as our setup here. And here we have a little fountain. Refreshing. So, this fountain replenishes stamina. It's not all that great because it's not all that useful. That door is closed, we cannot open it yet. Well, technically we can try, but our ability to lockpick is really weak right now. I'm using lockpicking as a bard. Keep gate closed during service hours. There is a switch over here. Press the button. Then we can now enter this place here. Pieces of old bone litter the ground, and deep red stains color the earth. So I just happen to know that over here, lodged within the throat of a crushed skull, you discover a strange key, as if the deceased was trying to swallow it when they killed him. So, we take the keys and give it over to Rump. Rump is once again the keymaster. And yes, that's Crimson, we do come back for some wizardry. Okay, to give you an idea, this is a castle basically overall. This leads upstairs into the 2nd floor. This leads back into the main hall where we were basically just in. Let me actually open this and show you. So we are basically back in the main hall. I'm also probably just going to step everywhere to uncover the map. So this door is locked. In fact, all those doors in the main hallway are locked. There are 4 locked doors. They're mainly practice for our Bard to become better at lockpicking, really. As in there's, I think there's one item or one chest behind one of the doors. And then we have towers in the 4 corners of the castle. This is one of the tower, and I'm going to just climb up of it and see what we're going to find here. An encounter, 2 bats. So the interface is a little bit wonky. And also we'll see that text is a bit off at times, but that's okay. Either way, what we do here first is we cast spells, make wounds. Because initially at level 1 you are extremely unlikely to hit enemies overall. So we are just going to mostly use spells. This serves 2 purposes. Mental attack here for our psionic. I just realized which chat are now leading us. So everybody basically has some spells that they want to cast. And unlike the DOS version, if you defeat an enemy and still would have some spells queued, the spells do actually not go off, which is good and bad. It is good because you preserve the spells. It is bad because you don't get practice for the spell casting ability, which is called oratory. Make wounds. And our Yo-Yo Bard or Cat Bard is going to use the lute and sing them a song to make them fall asleep. So there's 2 bats. On the top left of the screen you can see 2 bats. On the top right you see another 2. That means 2 of the bats can take actions. If they are incapacitated because they are paralyzed, sleeping or anything like that, that number will reduce in comparison. Then start F is start fighting, back to previous option, and then cancel option. As you can see, the text just doesn't right fit in, because, as mentioned, this fan translation basically just uses the DOS text and put it in there, with probably not too much regard as to whether it even works, or fits in, but that's okay. Make wounds fizzled, Yo-Yo uses the lute. The lute has some weird text to it, and it just kind of is really strange. Mental attack and the other stuff worked. We loot war of 9, which means we loot value of 9 gold total. That's okay. Another encounter. I'm actually okay with this. Initially we are super weak, and we need also weak enemies in order to be able to do anything. Make wounds again, here on the first set of rats. You don't have anything that is worthwhile, you just fight. Oh, I have the... Apparently I equipped the weapon on the offhand, so he is using punch and kick instead. You're just using breath. Breath is essentially kind of like a spell, but it costs a lot of stamina instead of anything else. It's useful early, but not useful later. Here, you use Chilling Touch on the second group. You use Energy Blast on the second group. You use Make Wounds on the first group, and you use the loot on the first group. Rat bites and misses. 3 damage to the rat. Rump gets hit. Should I slow down the text speed so you can follow it better? Or is that okay? 1 rat is dead. 2 rats are dead. And those are apparently giant rats. Also, they have a little bit of improved models now, so we can kind of distinguish as to who is what. You breathe on the giant rats. You are out of spell charges, you might as well try to hit them. You still have Chilling Touch left over. You basically don't have anything left over either. Hit them with the thingy and use the loot to try and put them to sleep. Ooh, Rump don't die here. Giant rat dies through the thing. Breath takes it out almost. The loot makes it fall asleep. Basically it falls A. Kind of is the indicator of it falls asleep. You cast Heal Wounds on Rump. You fight. So we want to actually use our abilities in combat. Apparently our fairy mage does not have the reach to actually hit those enemies. Well, you just parry and dodge for now. You fight. Maybe the fairy is just small. And use the loot again. The loot will be basic. No, why? Wow, they attack 3 times the same character. That is not nice. Oh man. The thing is, I think we need the vitality on our rump. Let me check that real quick. Yeah, we need the vitality on rump, otherwise he will not be able to become a bishop. So we can't really have someone dead, so let's just run for now. Running didn't work. Well, that was 200 experience worth of stuff. Unfortunately... Note. Items, memo? Enter memo, items, map. Oh, I didn't know there was a memo thing. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to quick reset and just get a rump back. The thing is, level 1 is extremely vulnerable and fragile as to what happens. Oh boy, some rogues. Maybe I should have rested before I did anything else. Make wounds. Use your breath attack. Use chilling touch. Energy blast. Make wounds. Use the loot strength to put them to sleep. The loot early is really good once we have it a little bit higher level, so they reliably fall asleep. Breathe. Broke dice. Okay. Also the loot does not keep the enemies asleep currently. Fight, swing with your thing. You breathe at them again. Fight. You still have a chilling touch left. You fight with the weapon and use the loot. So this went way better than the rat fight, but I think it's also less experience. Let's see. I can't read that. It's too fast. Either way, we need to rest to recover our spell points, and you can see we recover our spell points really fast. That is because of the current setup that we have. 4 rogues are surprisingly easy to deal with. You sense something is amiss. You are being watched. Looking upward, a multitude of bats are delicately poised directly over your head and the tower rafters. Suddenly, the bats attack. And another encounter. Oh, it's just one bat, but it's a vampire bat, which is the strongest kind. And we also get different encounter music. Mental attack. Energy blast. We don't want to take a vampire bat lightly. I predict that the vampire bat will be able to take one of us out straight up. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Energy blast, 4 damage. Chat hit 3 damage and poisoned. Okay. Chat didn't straight up die. But Chat is in a really bad condition because Chat is poisoned. I need to figure out which button I need to... There, use Priest as Cure Poison. I really didn't want to use the Cure Poison potion, to be honest. Alrighty, but that's okay. Let's hope that Chat doesn't get hit anymore. More bats. I'm actually okay with that many counters right now. So the thing is, if you are weak, like not well rested, you are more likely to get into encounters apparently. So, you don't have any spells left over, you try to swing with your sword. Swing is more likely to hit than thrust, but does less damage on average. But that shouldn't matter too much. Spell, Energy Blast, spell, Healing Touch, spell. You heal wounds on Twitch. That is Twitch over there. Actually, no, that's Chat, excuse me. Chat and Twitch are leading our party. Use the loot, trying to put them to sleep. Healing Touch. 1 bat dead. Heal wounds. Through. All bats are asleep, sword striking, no damage. But it levels up the sword's ability when you use the sword more and more. So that definitely helps heal wounds. You're going to heal wounds on chat as well, because I just want to level up my oratory spell. So, basically in this game, you don't have anything to that's awkward. In this game, you have a proficiency in how good are you at chanting spells. Oh, don't hit rump, please. And the more on that proficiency levels up, the more you use spells in combat. The more you use spells in combat, the higher that levels up. And in counter, while we are sleeping, creeping vines, we got our spell points recovered, so that's good. So currently I want to just level up that proficiency so we can more reliably cast spells. Because currently, our reliability to be able to cast spells is actually kind of bad. As in, even the weakest of spells might just fizzle out and not work, and we really need to have those being reliable. Vines are not usually particularly strong. Their main thing is that they can attack people in the back row. So, alright, we need to rest again, recover our spell points. And let's see, here we are at the top of a tower. And pretty much always behind doors are enemy encounters. Piles of old debris crowd this small tower room. Most of it looks quite rotted. Let's search. You found a moldy old breastplate of leather, and though worn, seems good enough to be effective. Leather cuirass. Let's see whether... I think the bard can use it. Let me check our item. Here I need to cast review or use review item. Assay is to take a look at items. So this can be used by humans, elves, dwarves, hobbits, fairy, lizardmen, gnomes, felper, rubble, mook, and dragons. And usually all classes can use items except for fairies. Fairies are too small to use most of the items. Most of them, some of them they can. Mines here are probably creeping mines that have 1 HP, are susceptible to sleep and really easy to hit, so they tend to die really fast. Yes. Something to note, we actually don't exactly know what kind of enemies we are encountering unless we have higher mythology. So sometimes we know, sometimes we don't. Sometimes it just says rat and it could be a killer rat, which would be less than ideal. At least, especially this early. So, this can be used by fighter, thief, lords, Valkyrie, and samurai. We can actually give this to our Valkyrie now that I think about it, that makes more sense. So, trade over to chat the leather cuirass. And then we equip the leather cuirass on chat as well. This goes from +8 to +5, which means our armor class decreases on our body by 3 points, which is good. You want to have as low armor class as possible. This uses a stacko, in case someone is familiar with that term. Alrighty, there's that. This is the tower here. Let's just kind of explore the environment and get a full look at the map. By the way, kind of like the other one, if we step forward too far, we are dead. This is how it looks when you die. I kind of really hoped they would use continue game. I kind of really hope they would use creepy laughter after this for that kind of figure, because that thing is really creepy. Like, looking southward, you see far beyond the castle, like into the distant blue mountains. I don't see anything. That's okay. So sidestepping is really efficient overall. More encounters. 5 creeping bites. Speed. Okay. Make wounds. Spell. Mental attack. Spell. Energy blast. Spell. Chilling touch. I probably want to actually use chilling touch instead of energy blast. Energy blast has a higher damage potential. Those guys usually have really low HP. Spell. Make wounds. Use to loot. Music skill also keeps getting better and better and better. All vines are asleep. Mental attack. 4 damage. 5 damage to creeping vines, 7 damage to them. And they're pretty much all are dead at this point. So Twitch or chat does not have any more abilities. You're actually going to use heal wounds in combat here. Twitch, you use energy blast, use energy blast, make wounds, and use the loot again. So save, we rest, and that's good enough rest. We don't need to rest for long, as in we don't need a full amount of rest because our mana regeneration is still high. I wonder how much pictures of the purple, I see, the cat people? They don't actually only have 2 different types of pictures. And one looks like a dog. Okay, now we are actually 1 level lower in the basement. I don't want to go quite here yet. This would be pretty ugly. So we are here. If we go to the right, we are now basically just kind of as a little overhang. Now we are at the bottom right corner of the castle, southwest, and that means we will want to go ahead and go up to this tower. You hear some kind of rustle or flap from somewhere nearby. Perhaps it is only the wind descending from one of the towers. Maybe. You heard something go bump around the corner up ahead. You hear the clattering of footsteps running up the stairs ahead of you. You see some breadcrumbs scattered on the floor of the tower, softly blowing away in the wind. Suddenly, a door slams to the right. From behind the door, you hear a very strange noise. It almost sounds like something is pressing up against it, breathing heavily. Another voice speaks from behind the door. Go away! I said, go away! I'm not going out, move where you are, you can't make me! And indeed, we cannot make him, because we don't actually need to know the information. So in the DOS version, if you know the word that you need to tell him, you can just straight up type it in. Apparently in this version, you actually need to know. To the east is the edge of the swamp, a cold and gloomy place, but forebodes a land of evil. Actually, I didn't read the entire thing. Perhaps the tales of demons and witches aren't just rumors after all. In fact, considering that we are wizards, it's kind of likely. Or we have mages and priests in our party anyways. So, we can't really do anything right now here. So let's go and explore the other towers. More creeping mines, I approve. Make wounds, spell, mental attack, energy blast, healing touch. Make wounds, use the loot. Let's go. 1 bind dead. All of them are asleep. Mental attack fizzles, that's why we want to have our people cast more spells, so their oratory levels up. Heal wounds on our Valkyrie. Healing touch. Energy blast. Make wounds. Loot. Sword of striking misses. But it levels up the sword skill a little bit, and the more we use it, the more we are going to hit. So they are not worth a whole lot of experience, but that's okay. It's my brain, you can't have any! Actually, there's not even too unlikely about it. Under the circumstances they are in this castle, they can't seem to be able to leave. Most likely anyways. So, we are back at the ground level of the castle. We could go into the basement from over here, but I'm going to go over here and explore the next tower. This is stairs up. We basically just made a circle around the entire main room of the castle. So this is a door, we can't open this. We will not be able to open this for a while. This is a locked door. I technically could open this if our skullduggery, the ability to lockpick and be really dexterous with your hands, would be better, but it's not. I actually want to level up, specifically level 2, so I can start opening doors. So in here, as usual, behind doors there are encounters. Pretty much guaranteed. Actually, it is guaranteed in most places. That one tower we were in earlier was actually one of the exceptions. So, okay. Make wounds. Spell. Mental attack. By the way, mental attack doesn't just deal damage, it also has a chance of making an enemy insane. Which, they might attack their allies, so it can be really nice. Ouch. 6 damage. Oh boy. Don't die, chat. It's 3 damage. Oh no! Oh, that's why we save. Once we are level 2, it will be significantly less bad in how quick we die. So we get bats and huge bat. Those are not nearly worth as much experience, but it's okay. So what happened there is essentially that the spell backfired. The spell backfired and we could not actually do anything about it. This is another reason. It just... some spells don't just fizzle, as in they don't do anything. Some spells just straight up backfire and they hurt your own party. Like if you try to... oh, Sufis is there. And wow, make wounds backfired again. Oh, that's really bad. Heal wounds on the Valkyrie here. Healing touch on the huge bat. Let's get rid of the huge bat first. Everybody cast spells on the huge bat, use the loot on the bat. For the striking, no penetration. No pen means no penetration on the enemy, which means the enemy had too much defense or stuff like that, or how much damage it did in comparison. Which usually means we deal 0 damage or 1 damage, and they just had enough absorb to nullify it. You can't really do anything for now. You don't have anything either. Fight and lose the loot. Healing touch, bats hit, and dies. Piles of faulty debris crowd this small tower room. Most of it looks quite rotted. Indeed. So, search. You found a bow and some arrows which appear to be usable. Short bow, we take this thing and probably will eventually just sell it. I'm going to pile onto our Valkyrie what I will want to sell. So, we need to rest here for a while until our spell points at least recover, and I'm going to use Twitch to heal chat outside of combat, even though it would be more efficient for oratory purposes to cast that in combat. That was really low health, so I didn't want chat to die there. Happy Monday to you! Hey Alrai, how are you doing? A smelly carcass of something dead is lying on tower ledge directly overlooking the boat. It has decayed beyond the point of recognition, with no indication of how it died. Search the carcass for details, push the carcass off the tower and leave the carcass alone. So, there is no point in searching the carcass for details. You take damage from it because it explodes into noxious vapors. And it doesn't give you anything, so we just push it off the tower. You push the remains over the edge of the tower, and moments later you hear a faint splash as they hit the moat. Yep. Rest in peace. Looking out across the tower's edge, North Forest spans as far as the eye can see. So north is a forest, and yeah. By the way, this game in the DOS version only has exactly one tile set. It all looks like a castle. On this one they have at least some various tile sets and also different colors, which makes it already a lot nicer. So, okay, we are now here. We could go into the basement. I'm not going to go there yet. We still have one more tower here on the northwest end of the castle to explore. There's actually 2 spires in the middle of the castle, but we won't go there for now. We can't open this yet, that's okay. And there's a path over here with another door that we cannot open yet. And won't be able to open for a while. We go back and further up the tower. Suddenly a tower rafter collapses, and we take a ton of damage. This is why I saved, because I kind of don't want someone to die straight up from the collapsing. The collapsing does not usually deal that much damage. So we have a really good chance of surviving it. Except our fairy mage, unfortunately, is a bit too fragile. We may have to level up to level 2 before we can go up there. It's not even anything worthwhile up here, aside from guaranteed encounters, which is what I'm looking for. Oh god, that was even worse. I'm going to try 2 more times. At least resetting and restoring the save is pretty quick. By the way, oh god. Only 2 got hit this time. That would have been actually really good. We try twice more. And as I said, if we have someone die, we do have means to revive them, but they lose vitality, and vitality is what we really need right now. And alright, that's okay. There does not seem to be a whole lot of variation in terms of RNG, so probably wouldn't get much better results for a while. Okay, in this case, we are going to go into the basement. The basement is a fair bit more dangerous. All things considered, that's the wrong way around. So here we go into the basement. We have entered the basement in a different place already, can't see anything. And we can actually go even further into the basement. We don't need to go here for a while. You'll see what is going to be there. So let's continue on into the basement. This is just a long corridor. And we can go through here. And I believe here we are basically... Yes, okay, this is where we have been already. This is essentially just back up to the other tower. So essentially we walked across the basement to one of the towers. And here we have 2 doors. This one here is actually going to be quite interesting. Let me rest real quick. Barracks full of broken cots, turn to rot. Rot is all you can find here. Wait, you heard a noise. A silent, mysterious dark man appears from out of the shadows. May I trust you in a bargain? Yes, this is our first merchant, and also the only merchant for quite a while to come that we can interact with. He also usually has pretty good stuff. So chat, buy, sell, pool, or give him an item. Pool is basically pool the money. In this game, the money is distributed among the characters. It's kind of like old D&D is. You defeat enemies, you get gold for everybody, as in same amount of gold for everybody, which is kind of weird that they decided to keep that still. But at least the pooling of the gold is easier. You can do it in the money menu instead of having to do it earlier. So we sell our ropes, we don't need those anymore. Mostly we sell to keep our inventory clean. We don't need the quarter staff. Actually, maybe we want to give the quarter staff to our fairy mage, so she can attack from the back row. Short bow we sell for 113 gold, that's pretty worthwhile. We sell the elm arrows as well. Light heal. We may want to sell those by now. I guess we could sell them, but for now, let's see what he has for sale. Mystery oil, we will need that later, but not for a while, so we're just not going to bother with it for now. Heavy heal, cure poison. I would love to have another cure poison. But for now, we are just hoping that we don't get poisoned. Again, that is. So we have a short sword, long sword, katanas, claymores, battle axe, war scepter, staff, hammer, spear, quarterstaff, turk, sling, longbow, camel skirt, skull cap, fur leggings, leather hauberk, leather legging, buckler shield. Okay, currently we don't really have much use for most of those things. It would be nice to improve our equipment with some fur, leather and skull caps. But, yeah. That's okay, I guess. If I found a dagger, I would want to use a dagger as an offhand weapon on the Valkyrie for now, but that's okay. Also, unfortunately, we can't tell which weapons or which characters could use which weapons, so we are a little bit tapping in the dark here. So we can also try to steal from him, but we have not leveled up any stealing ability, so it would likely not work. Also, this guy is called Quick. Let's run a circle in the room so we have it explored on the map. And over here, there is a really dangerous encounter in that room. I'm not going to go in there yet. We will go in there soon, probably once we have level 2. An encounter. 2 giant rats and a rat. Alrighty, we can do this. Well, make wounds on the giant rats. Everybody cast spells on the giant rats because those things need to die before worse things happen. Energy blast on the giant rats. Blast on the giant rats. Make wounds on the giant rats and use the loot on the giant rats too. Giant rat bites and Rob died straight up. Alrighty. Fortunately, like before, we don't really have that much of a choice. Oh, shoot. I did not mean to go in here. Trust me, we can't beat that yet. We are still level 1. I didn't realize I was already outside of Quick place. So yeah, once we level up to level 2, we have basically double as much as HP. Also, by the way, just to see, this is the tower at the southeast end of the castle. Up those stairs. And then we have various rooms here to the side. I would like to open them, but we don't have level 2 yet. I will open them once we have lockpicking leveled up. These are the stairs on the east end of the castle on the outside. Then just going to step over here to get everything explored. So here we are facing north. And this is essentially where more things are. A slot open. Captain said not trespassing. A slot opens up the door from behind it. A grotty voice mutters, "What's the password, matey?" You don't know that. That's not it. Buzz off, swaps. Indeed, we need to actually have the password in order to be able to enter it. An encounter. This looks like different ropes. This could be scallywags. Scallywags use spells on us, which is actually pretty obnoxious to deal with. Let's try to take those out quickly. No holding back on spells, which I guess I didn't do so far anyway. Make wounds. Use the loot, try to put it this way. Rogue hit. 1 rogue dead, nice. Energy blast. 2 dead. 4 damage on Akali. So sleep, mental attack. Alrighty. Swing your weapon. Don't have enough for heal wounds, that's unfortunate. Spell. Healing touch. Healing touch. Heal wounds on our little bard here. I'll use the loot again. Boom. Alrighty, broke that. So we find a slow scroll and a blind scroll. Blind powder to be specific. Blind powder blinds enemies, which would actually be really useful if you want to. This room appears to be the barracks, although nothing lies here now except rotted broken crops. Yeah, we are going to sleep for a while. Our bard is now full health. That is actually okay because the bard usually doesn't get attacked with physical attacks. So yeah, there's that. There's, to my knowledge, nothing in this room of note. And the captain's dead again. Don't know the password, I know. So this is the place where you go in a different place. We can't go in here yet because it's locked. And unlock it once our bard is level 2. Here we are. Scallywags don't have spells that do damage, but they do tend to blind and irritate your party. Yeah. Irritate means you have less chance of a hit and they are more likely to hit you. So I'm just tracing up this And here to note, those are two more fountains that you can drink from if you want to. One poisons you, the other one doesn't do anything. Recommend trying either. So, those are more scallywags and a rogue leader. Oh boy. Here we probably just have a really good opportunity to use that blind powder on the rogues. You use mental attack on the rogue leader. We will likely die to this encounter, so I'm prepared to reach that. Hit the rogue leader. Rogue leader has like 20 HP usually. That's a lot of HP. Make wound, rogue leader. Use the loot on the many rogues, trying to put them all to sleep. Energy blast, 6 damage. Good start. Rogue throws. Okay, I didn't read how many rogues were put to sleep. Yo-yo dies. Rob dies. And unfortunately the stumble blindly thing, or the blind powder went off a bit too late. So unfortunately Chat Valkyrie is not particularly fast. So that didn't exactly help. So either way, I think it is in my best interest to just kind of be racing up and down this hallway until we get into more encounters that we can actually beat. So we will be able to level up our army. Oh, bushwhackers. Aren't those the ones that use the spells that are annoying? Hit the bushwhackers. Mental attack the bushwhackers. Energy blast bushwhackers. Energy blast bushwhackers. Make wounds bushwhackers. Use the loot on the second group, trying to disable them. Ooh, through the door, can miss. Energy blast backfires. No, Ram, please. Bushwhacker, which is hit with 1 damage. That's okay. And all rogues are asleep. One rogue woke back up, and the rest are still asleep. Currently, our level with the loot is low enough that they will likely wake up right away afterwards. But soon we will have a more reliable way to put this sleep, just kind of because the musical skill will level up further. Loot, everybody's asleep. Sword of striking, 4 damage. Hey, that's the first hit that Chad did with a sword. Wounds. Yeah, that was a good encounter. We get a cutlass. Let's see how good a cutlass might be. Let's see whether Psionic can use a cutlass. Doesn't do it. Review, Psionic, items, take a look at the cutlass. Can be used by fighter, ranger, Valkyrie, bard, samurai, thief. We could technically put our bard in the front row with a weapon. I guess not. You also trade your order stuff here. Luckily. And I kind of forgot I wanted to try and equip that thing. Okay, she can equip it. A staff is basically just a little rod, kind of like a magic wand. And quarter staff is a larger one. Okay. Rest until we have our spell points back. And also our psionic is healthy again. We should soon level up to level 2, and then we will start being able to explore way more, way better. Cutlass is equipped by a lot of frontline people, and by fairies. I'd say keep it around. Our fairy is going to be a ninja. I wonder whether she can use a Wakizashin katana. So, alrighty. More vines. I like vines. Spell, make move, spell, mental attack. Those things can be mentally attacked or something. Make wounds, use the loot, let's go. So those menus are overall a fair bit more fluid and faster. As in, compared to other Wizardry games, apparently it's weird that the superior version of the game is on the console. Apparently in most other Wizardry games, the console version is not as good as this one is seemingly an exception. Because you can clearly see this just looks, visually at least, way better. This tension BG music is hilarious. It kind of is. An encounter. 2 sets of rogues. Okay. Try to distribute our spells. 3 spells go to the first group. And 2 spells go to the second group. Oops. Use the loot on the second group. Take wounds. That is hit for 4 damage. Which is hit. Ouch. One rogue dead. The rogues on the right are asleep. Okay, they woke back up immediately. That's less than ideal. You heal wounds on... I wonder whether heal wounds can actually backfire too. That would be super. I guess they could backfire onto enemies in theory. Wounds. Hello touch. Make wound. Actually no. Heal wounds. Normal carry. By the way, in case you're wondering what those dices are that we have times. Oh no 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 no! We get sweet pants. And we gain a level. I'm sorry, Twitch, you shouldn't die now. I even healed you. Just one more encounter, it seems to be for 1 level. Although, you do get more experience if you have less characters alive or around. It's not quite as easy to get into an encounter on the SNES version because it overall just takes longer until you turn around or... Also that weird little quick black screen between every new screen is kind of strange to me. An encounter! 3 pirates, so those are some of the strong ones. Oh boy. Take wounds. You know what? Back off. Use the blind powder on them. Blind reduces the chance of enemies to hit. On top of that, it also can make them stumble so they lose their turn entirely. Mages. But lost. Mr. Twitch is hit 4 damage. Ouch! No, not again! Ah, not again! Come on. We need Twitch alive. Just 1 more level. Twitch even has pretty good pretty decent HP rolls for this early in the game. Yeah, you can't spin around at the light speed. Also, I tried to make this a little bit more visually appealing by not walking sideways, because I could just step sideways for quicker encounters. I just tried to walk that. Unfortunately, there are forced encounters behind locked doors that would be actually nice to have. But well, we don't get those until a bit later. That's okay though. Oh well. Is there any automat being in this game? Yes, there is actually. If you press the Y button, you get a map. And it's really nice actually. In the SNES version 1, there was a spell that showed the map in your location. Yes, this is also true for the DOS version. And that spell was just so late in the game that it was basically useless. I used the auto map. Alrighty. Make wounds. Spell. Mental attack. Spell. Also, by the way, here, those dice at the bottom left, those are basically the power at which I cast a spell. At level 1, we can only cast the spells at level 1 power. And that's it. Wounds. Bushwhackers. Loot on the roads. Kelly gets hit, or something fizzled. All rogues are asleep. Twitch dies again. Come on, guys. Come on, Twitch. You can do better than that. I also just remembered something that would have allowed me to get quicker encounters faster, but there would have been a chance of getting poisoned every battle. No, the mapping is way better in this game. Essentially, they just basically probably realized that there's not much of a point in having a spell in the game that shows you the map if you can't access it for way too long. So make wounds on the first guy, mental attack on the first guy, and then I hope that's going to be enough to take out that first guy. Energy blast on the second group. Make wounds on the second group. It would be a little bit safer to fight enemies up top. Okay, one of the rocks is dead. But also it would have taken pretty long because they don't give much experience in comparison down here. This one is also not terribly much, but it's way more. The loot again. Which is it? By the way, our cat bard has maximized speed. So I kind of hoped Cat would be able to use the loot quicker than that. Oh boy. Punch. Fight. 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 We will run out of spells. Hit the quarterstaff. Hey, good job. Chat gained a level. Alrighty. Chat, what do you need? Chat wants to be a Valkyrie. You need 12 piety, 11 vitality. Oh, chat is a Valkyrie, never mind. So, if I press the A button, it will randomly increase one of the stats, potentially, or choose to not increase it anymore. The chance for increasing stats seems to be pretty high, like we increased all the stats but one. We get a decent amount of HP roll and a stamina. During the skill bonus, we can now also put more points into other thingies. We put more points into theology. Let's go. In the SNES version, it's actually apparently not all that rare to gain good stats ups. Alrighty, Twitch here is currently a psionic male. Which, that's fine. On dexterity, personality, piety, strength, and that's that, I guess. About level up. At least compared to the DOS version where you sometimes don't get any skill points. We have a pair with more. More points into theosophy. Oratory levels up by nature. And we get a new spell here. Hey, that's nice. So Knock Knock is a spell to open doors that are locked, which might be useful. But on the other hand, it's not useful in combat for now. I currently want combat spells. Heal wounds we already have. Sleep. Puts enemy to sleep is pretty nice. Especially later on. For now we have the loot for most of our sleeping needs. Cure lesser condition can be really nice. And I have no idea what that means down here. I can't read it. Identify it is. Identify items, which would be nice to have as well, but once again, we've not used that for quite a while. Charm would be useful. Stamina, weaken, terror, and slow. I kind of hoped for more abilities. Either way, I'm going to invest into probably different spell schools, so we level up abilities. I guess Knock Knock it is for now, in case we lock up the door by accident. We're done. Romp gained a level. Romp is currently a Rabwolf mage. We want to turn Romp into a monk. He needs true strength, 1 piety, 2 dexterity and 2 speed. I'm tempted to just make a save state and guarantee that we get those level ups, but on the other hand, likely enough. Did we need personality? We did not. Vitality we did not need either. There, we needed 1 dexterity, or 2 dexterity, that's good. 1 piety, we have all piety we need, we have... Oh, nice speed. Okay, we need 2 more strength and 1 dexterity, 1 speed. I might guarantee that we at least get the strength up the next level. With a save state, but other than that, the reason why I say save state, by the way, you could just do the classic way of the DOS version. Save to an encounter, get the experience, and then hope that you get the level ups. but a save state is just way more reasonable. This is basically how the game was intended to be played, but I think, for the most part, the Super Nintendo version is lenient enough that I don't need to do this. I will not do it if I don't have to. Having to means basically we get at a too high enough level where it would take ages for the next level. That's basically the condition. Currently that's not the case, we are only level 2. Alrighty. Terror Weaken Missile Shield. All of those are really nice. Magic Missile. We get Magic Missile. Magic Missile actually hits 2 targets. It's really nice. Hakele gains a level. Speed. Hakele wants to become a ninja, needs 1 strength and 1 piety. Strength and no piety. Alrighty. Let's try this again next time. 4 points into Thaumaturgy, which is the healing. And a mage spellbook. And we also get a new spell. Terror Weaken Missile Shield. It detects secret magic missile we get. Yaka gained a level. Yaka would like to become a bishop. So here's the thing. Yaka is not going to be a bishop for a while, however, getting to be a bishop requires a ton of intelligence highly. So I kind of hope I get those at the level up. That was a terrible level up. Oh well. What else do we have here? Stamina on slow. Cure as a condition. I want that. Yo-Yo gained the level. I don't know what Yo-Yo wants. Yo-Yo wants apparently everything. 11 HP. Skill bonus. And all the skill bonus we put into Skullduggery. This is the ability to open locked doors. That was not a whole lot of skills gained there, unfortunately. So I hope it's going to be enough. So, how opening locks work? That works. So we get enemies first. Make wounds. The rat. One of those might be a big rat. Mental attack on the rat. So you can see we have a lot more spell points in all the schools. I'm going to use one magic missile on the second set of rats. I'm going to use an energy blast over here too. Make wounds and use the loot on the second set of rats. Both of them are asleep, that's good. The other rat misses. Something fizzled. Mental attack. One rat is dead. Okay, what fizzled was actually the magic missile. That's less than ideal. That's okay though. So, mental attack. Quick touch. Energy blast. And... oops. Do it again. They are asleep, they will not attack this turn either way. Fine. Oh, it's only one. Okay. And we are going to rest once again to recover our Valkyrie's spell points. We won't have to rest as much anymore. So, this is locked, which means I will want to open it. We try to lockpick it with Yo-Yo. So, alrighty, you can see this didn't work. This didn't work. So, there's a flashing green light if you can potentially open it, but you need to have both of those things to be flashing green lights, or more specifically green lights. And I just basically... you can't do this for some reason in the Super Nintendo version. I'm just basically cancelling out of the menu and back into it until we actually get a chance to open it. So this is a chance. It's random as to whether we would get it or not. If it's jammed, it's going to be purple, which is actually a nicer indicator than still being red. So we still increase our lockpicking ability even if we fail. So I'm okay with failing and also potentially jamming the door. Jamming the door means you need a key. Oh, it's jammed now. We need a key, or we need a spell. We do have a spell on our Psionic. Knock knock. Fail. Failed. To knock or open the door. Let's rest until our Psionic can cast another spell. Spell, Twitch, knock knock. Fail. Huh. Those might be too strong of doors here. So I may have to use a knock knock rank too. Knock knock. Yeah, alright. One more rest, and then we go for other doors. Oh, you need more spell points. Looked like we had them all recovered, but apparently not. Knock knock. Who's there? Fail. Alrighty, I guess not. Okay, let's go back up into the main room of the castle. And over here, in the main room, oh. Oh, vines. Those look like different vines. Those might be stronger vines. In the main room of the castle, there are easier doors to spin our lockpicking skill on. Energy blast. By the way, you can also see you could now use a rank to make wounds or stuff like that, but it's just not necessary. If you get high enough damage rolls, it is more than likely that they die. One vine is unaffected. One dies, and one dies. Energy blast. Dead. Okay, righty. We rest a little bit just to have our Valkyrie recover the spell points. So, it's locked. Try to open it. Go, try to pick it. Don't disappoint me. This time. So it's just kind of random. Get the opportunity to lockpick. The higher the lockpicking skill is, the better of a chance you have to work. And you can also see our numbers now go up to 6, which means lockpicking improved slightly in comparison to... Yeah, please use your claws and open up the door properly. You can use them as a lockpick, right? That's why we recruited you. It's jammed? Yeah, it's jammed. Force it open, that. But if it's jammed, you need a lot of force in order to be able to. So let's try wrestling here. Well, twitch. Oh, you need one more. One more. Yeah, knock knock. There. Fail. Oh no. Have to level up our knock knock ability a bit. Pick. This looks really good. And fell anyways. No. That was so many green. By the way, it's not a reaction game, it's just literally random. Yet a way to predict. Aha! Success! Only dust and cobwebs remain in this empty room. Touch. And yes, this is literally an empty room. Most of those rooms are empty. Most of those rooms actually also have encounters behind them. Just basic encounters. Righty, locked. Open. Don't force. Take it. Here you go. Also, you can see the number now goes up to 7. We have improved our lockpicking slightly. Door's the final boss. Yeah, actually it kind of is, interestingly enough. Not in the way you would expect. Oh, that was lucky. Encounter! 2 rats and 2 giant rats. Alright. Let's spell their doom. Use that on the rat. Mental attack rat. Use matching missile on the giant rats. Use matching missile on the giant rats as well. Use make wounds on the rats. We tried to put the giant rats to sleep. Both of them are asleep, that's good. Rat dead. Mental attack. Rat dead. Matching missile. 1 damage, 5 damage. Basically matching missile hits 2 enemies at rank 1, 3 enemies at rank 2, 4 enemies at rank 3. You get the idea. Spell. Mental attack, spell. Energy blast, spell. Energy blast, spell. Make wounds. And use the loot. Very nice to have memory cursor, by the way. Alrighty. The one downside is we don't really see whether enemies are asleep on screen. they don't stop in the SNES version. They do in the DOS version. They just kind of stay where they are. A few remnants of broken chairs lie clumped in this once dainty parlor. And yes, I'm pretty sure there is nothing in here. So, well, we go and move to the next place. Alrighty. Yo, open it up. Nope. Yeah. Yo. Pick it, please. Aha, success. An encounter. 1 bat and 2 huge bats. That might actually be a strong 1 bat. Usually the enemies that are in lower numbers are stronger. So I'm going to send 2 spells in that direction. And you use the matching missile on the huge bats. Matching missile on the huge bats. And you use make wounds on the 1 bat, and you try to put the huge bats to sleep. Ooh, huge bats bit pretty hard there. 5 damage already. 1 huge bat is dead. Bat is dead too. Buttered wood is all that remains of the broken furnishing scattered about the room. Indeed, and to my knowledge there is also nothing in here. I'm just going to make sure by... I'll actually look searching. Thank you. Oh, search. Search. Hey Bricken, how are you doing? Nothing. Alrighty, there's nothing here. So there's just one room at the bottom right, which by the way, that's the one room that contains a chest that I actually wanted to get in. Ha! Oh well. Let me just make sure I have the map filled out here. Doesn't really hurt. And there's more doors over here. Let's try to open them actually. Before we do that, if you open a door, it automatically puts you inside. I don't remember whether there was anything worthwhile in here. Let's check. Pick. Yo-yo. Yo-yo is getting way better at block picking. As you can see, it consistently increases skill whenever we try to actually use it. Oh boy. Bad number? Okay. The left one is almost guaranteed. Right one has a really high chance too. There we go. So we have a ton of creeping wags actually, oh boy. More than likely, 1 spell is going to be sufficient for each of the creeping vines. So we cast 3 spells. Actually, matching missile. Matching missile on the second group. That should take out 4 vines as long as the spells don't fizzle. The loot on the bigger group. Magic missile. 1 damage, 3 damage. Both of them are asleep. Mental attack fizzles, so at least 1 vine in the main group is still alive. No penetration. Alrighty. You swing your weapon at the 2 creeping vines. You make one actually mental attack, the 2 creeping vines. Actually, they are both 2. It's just in the second group this sleep. I wanna sleep. Wounds. Use the loot on the first group. One creeping vine that. 3 creeping vine that. A creeping vine goes insane in their sleeping. All things. So, we don't have enough spells to anything but heal wounds. I'm going to use heal wounds just because it allows me to cast spells in combat and level up combat. Or oratory. So, more loot. So the enemies will stay more and more asleep now. Oh, backfired. That was bad. The enemies stay more and more asleep now through multiple turns, thanks to the loot being at a better usability level. The majestic splendor faded long ago from this grand hall. The corpse of a decaying dining table, long enough for a half-hundred people, now rests crumbling upon the floor. Hey Zakaginjo, how are you doing? Sleepy as hell. Barnacle Cat dragged you out of bed again? Barnacle Cat? That sounds weird. I'm doing quite well, thank you. Which version is better to play, the SNES or PC version? So here's a tricky thing. If I didn't play the PC version, the SNES version would be kind of annoying at times because it's hard to read. But overall, I think the SNES version is clearly better. Especially if you know Japanese. Wrangler Vines? Oh boy. Make wounds. Mental attack. Energy blast. Of course, this is one of those dungeon crawler games where you will get into a lot of encounters early, late, and stuff like that. And it's just kind of tricky to... Oh, one mine is insane. And might attack their own allies, by the way. Pretty nice. Chat gained a level. Hey, sweet. This is one of those dungeon crawler games where it just takes a while until you get anywhere. Especially the beginning section is kind of dragged out a little until you get out. And I'm curious how that's going to be. So we get Piety, Speed, Vitality, Strength. That's nice. A bit of HP, Stamina. Learn the skill bonus. And here, more into Theology. Valkyrie should now get a new spell at level 3, I believe. Yes, indeed, we get a new spell, Stamina Slow. This is basically basic level priest spells. What I'm going to go ahead and get is Cure Lesser Condition, I think. Because I've noticed that Cure Lesser Condition is extremely useful. Bless is good as well, but, well, Cure Lesser Condition. Or maybe the Spell Undead. Just have some more points in here. I think Cure Lesser Condition is maybe not now, maybe later. Stamina on slow. Let's get Dispel Undead. Because Dispel Undead gives me a lot of points in here. We won't see any undeads for a while, for quite a while in fact. So it's not going to be much of a concern. Also, Valkyries level up pretty fast, as you may be able to imagine, considering no one else leveled up yet. It's locked. Alrighty, open it up. Pick. Yo-yo. Aw, I see. That's kind of cute, actually. Look there! Bare stone shells line the walls of this former pantry. Search. Nothing. As a common trend, if there's anything, it's in the far corner of the room. But there's nothing here, so there's nothing in here. Except for a bit of points for our lockpicking abilities. Let me explore this tile as well to the left of us. Open the door, pick, yo-yo. Yeah. Yo-yo. Yo-yo is getting better. But we need to get lucky enough still. Aha, success. Encounters. One rat, one giant rat. Alrighty. Take wounds on the rat spell. Mental attack on the giant rat spell. Energy blast. Spell, energy blast. Spells are still going to fizzle for a while. That's just how it is. Is loot on the giant rat. Ooh, that's 5 damage, but 5 damage are not even going to kill me anymore at this point because our Valkyrie has now like 20 HP instead of just 5. An old stone oven and fallen shells tell of a kitchen where royal feasts were once prepared. Now it is time. Who is the chef? And the kitchen has become the meal. How dramatic. Search. Nothing. Search. Nothing. Search. Nothing. Alrighty. As I said, there's nothing in here. Basically, that was just the dining hall. So let's step around this pillar and go to the door just to the opposite side here. Of course, this is locked as well. By the way, you can also try to force the door open if you have someone with high strength values. That is reasonably doable. But later on, you definitely want to have someone who has really high lockpicking ability. But that's not until way later, actually. Initially here, it's just going to be enough to have it like at 30. Ah, fail. Yo-yo, please. You can do it. I trust you, yo-yo. Damned. Alrighty. Spell. Which I did not get open. Fail. Oh no. So alternatively, we can try and get some iron or bronze keys in order to open up the doors. So those were all the doors that we could have opened in here. Let's go back into the basement. Our Valkyrie is now already level 3. We're not going down there yet. Down there we can't do anything on one hand. Also there might be really strong encounters that will just obliterate us. Also there's one... Oh, never mind, there's none. No more corridors. Okay, bushwhackers. Just one. Make wounds. Spell. Mental attack. Spell. Energy blast. Spell. Energy blast. Spell. Make wounds. Use the loot. Let's go. Put into sleep. Spells fizzle. That's okay currently. Because we're still leveling them up. Just defeated. Saved. Alrighty. Let's go and inspect the doors that we couldn't open earlier. The door on the north here, northwest specifically, we need a password for it in order to get in there. The doors to the southeast and southwest. Southwest we actually could go in, but we likely won't survive it. The room is filled with bodies strewn about the room. At first glance they all appear to be dead. You hear a loud noise. Suddenly the door slams shut. A throaty voice growls, "Hey you, get off of my foot!" So, those are a lot of enemies. They are strong. So, make wounds. I try to use make wounds rank 2, because I feel like the additional power of our spells is going to be worthwhile to use, so try to use it. Spells. Energy blast. So we try to get rid of the rogues first, or the first rogues. I like that there's different music. Rank 2 of the rogues. You cast make wounds rank 2. So this is even worse if it backfires, by the way. On the also rogues. Use the loot on the scallywags, trying to put them to sleep. Okay, all scallywags are asleep. Ouch. Make wounds fizzles. Ouch, stop it. Mental attack. One rogue, 9 damage. One goes insane. Another rogue dies. The blast, a rogue dies. Scallywags advance. Okay, that means the rogue, the one rogue. How do they advance? The scallywags advance despite being all asleep. That's weird. You tried to heal wounds on yourself. You tried to... Oh, actually, you tried to heal wounds as well. Might as well try. Energy blast on the brigand. It's a brigand, which I believe is pretty strong. But we already took out 2 of the brigands. You shoot the rogue with your spell. You make wounds on that one rogue as well, which I think is a rogue leader probably. Use the loot on the brigand. Hope to get through before he hits you. Okay, heal wounds got through. Oh no! Oh, Hakali just killed herself. It backfired. Ah, that's really bad. Oh no, we were doing so well too. Let's see, Hakali needs... can we give up the vitality point? I think we need the vitality point on Hakali, so I need to reset. Sorry about that. That's a great scallywag dance. I guess so. Either way, that is a pretty big encounter. I would like to have some more people at level 3 before we try this. Hey, I think they heard me. Spell, make wounds, rogue spell, mental attack on the rogue, probably a scallywag. You use Energy Blast on that one rogue. Energy Blast. Also that one rogue. You try to wounds. That guy used to loot on the many guys. Let's go. Okay, all the rogues are asleep. One rogue dead. That rogue on the right side is dead as well. Nice. Make wounds, spell, mental attack, killing touch, killing touch. Make wounds. Rogues are asleep again. Good night, guys. Wherever that is. Okay, our Draken. Levels up. Psionic. Rank or level 3. Gets personality, strength, dexterity, and nothing else. Bit of HP. Not a great level up, but that's okay. More into Theosophy. And we get a new spell. We can cure paralysis if we wanted to, which could be nice. Silence, which I'm really tempted to take that right now. We don't have quite an... Actually, I think I'm going to go with Blades. Here's the reasoning. If I go with Blades, I think I'm going to go and get more points into this spell school. Let me actually check this, I guess. Hold monsters, mind read, sane mind. Okay, we don't need those. Blink would be nice, I guess. Let's get Blades. Okay. No, maybe not done. Actually, alright, in this case, we don't get more points into our spell school here. So I'm just going with Silence, because that way we start getting or gathering spell points for other spell schools too. Whomp. Whomp, what do you need? So, as I said, I need to guarantee, or preferably get 1 strength. Whomp. There we go, we get that 1 strength. I believe we also need 1 dexterity more and 1 speed. We did get 1 dexterity. And we got the speed. Sweet, alrighty. Which means we only need 1 more strength and Grump can become a monk. We also get vitality and personality on top of that. That's really nice, actually. Get a skill bonus. Wow, my voice is leaving me. Bye bye, voice. More into thaumaturgy. Yeah, that's good. And you get... What do we get? Missile shield, armor shield, direction, knock knock. Sleep and detect secret. We could also get magic miss. Oh, we have magic miss now. So I'm going to get armor shield, which is a spell that increases your absorption rate against enemies, which is really nice. Not going to be all that useful yet, but it's going to be useful overall. Hakali, I think you're already almost a ninja. What else do you need? 1 strength on piety. Ninja has 12 strength and 1 piety, which is 10. Alrighty, we need 1 piety point. Piety? No, he didn't get piety, that's unfortunate. But once again, we are low enough level that it's okay. Thaumaturgy. You get Fireball. Fireball is a better area of effect type spell. Although I would like to invest into other schools, just so we start growing our spell points in those. Ah, Fireball is so good though. Let's get Fireball. Yaga gained a level. And we need Intelligence and Piety in here. Okay, we got Piety. Okay, we got the Intelligence point too. Ah, we got everything. Literally everything you can get. That's pretty much the best case scenario. He also gets a ton of HP here. Amok Priest is skyrocketing. Theology. Silence. I think we did get Silence on our Psionic. You get... Why does Priest get Plates? Plates is a area of effect spell. Physical nature, so it's actually pretty decent. But why can't a priest learn this? Kind of interesting. Magic armor on party. Armor plate is actually different from the other armor plate thing that I remembered having. Armor plate gives us that gives the entire party an armor buff. We can also use this outside of combat. And finally, last but not least, Yo-Yo gets a good chunk of stuff. A little bit of HP and some skills. We put more points to Skullduggery. Currently we just want to have that increased, so we don't fail as often on lockpicking. And you get a new spell. Armor Shield. Armor Shield is one person, the other one is the entire party. Killing Touch, Terror, Energy Blast. Or Sleep. I think Armor Shield is going to be useful for now, although... No, Armor Shield is fine. Alrighty. That was quite a bit of leveling up. Which means I'm actually kind of somewhat confident-ish that we should be able to take those on. But before we do that, here, Yaga, you cast Armor Plate. Armor Plate, as you can see at the top of the screen, actually persists through outside of combat, which other spells or buffs do not. So, alrighty, it is indeed a rogue leader that is there. So I'm going to make wounds rank 2 on the rogue. I really hope that we don't backfire spells this time around. Mental attack rank 2 on the rogues. Those are basically brigands, as in stronger types of rogues. They also look very different, as you might be able to tell, so I'm not sure why we can't distinguish them. That's okay. Spell, you use Magic Missile. Try rank 3 Magic Missile on the 5 rogues. Use Make Wounds on the rogues. Use the loot on the rogues in the front. The ones in the back will actually come back. They will throw dorks stuff, which is annoying, but it's not terrible. Try to put the rogues to sleep. Okay, one rogue is dead, holy smokes. So, Magic Missile didn't backfire, which is really good. Mental attack on rogue was insane. Rogue leader casts rogue casts Itching Skin. Oh no, that's annoying. They're now easier to hit and they have better chance. We hit less with physical attacks anyways. I don't know whether it influences anything else. Alrighty. There's only one scallywag left, by the way. The others died to the magic missile. That's really awesome. You cast... No one is really hurt. Mental attack on the rogue leader. Start poking away on the rogue leader here. Rank 2. We also had Fireball for a group spell. Maybe have been the more sane option to use. Rogue leaders. Tycoons, rogue leaders. Use loot on that one scallywag actually. Okay, he's asleep. That is hit for 2 damage, but that's okay. So, rogue leader is straight up dead, and the rest enemies are asleep here. And this is just kind of what a kind of a difference it makes to have one more level, especially in the early game. Later on it will not make as much of a difference anymore, because we do actually, when we class change, retain our HP, which is the main culprit as to why we die so quickly. Our HP was just really, really low, but that's just how it is in D&D games. Okay, that was pretty good. We get iron keys. So those are to open doors that we accidentally locked up. So, alrighty, we rest a little bit and let's see what's in those. Once again, there's a ton of things in the closet, so those are some closet rogues here. Are there different numbers of the left and right side amount of enemy groups? Left side is how many enemies are there total. Right side is how many enemies can do something. So the green numbers is basically indicating us whether any of them are disabled for any reason. So make wounds on the rogue leader here. You cast silent. No, actually, you just cast rank 2 mental attack on the rogue leader. You cast magic missile rank 2 on the rogues. You cast fireball rank 1 on the scallywags. You cast make wounds on the scallywags. Use the loot on the scallywags. Okay, scallywags are all asleep. Oh, fireball fizzled, that's unfortunate. One scallywag is dead. Okay, the rogues got hit in the back row with magic missiles. That's good. Mental attack, 40 damage. Rogue leader straight up dead. All of those are scallywags apparently. Make wounds. Mental attack. Those. Killing touch on those. Try another fireball on them. And make wounds here. Use the loot on the ones that are not asleep. And they're just neutralized. They don't actually wake up when they get hit by spells, only by physical attacks, so this is extremely convenient for us. Oh wow, you're not dead. That is surprising. Make wounds. Mental attack. Make wounds. Use the loot. And let's go. Okay. Let's see whether we find anything in here. I don't think there's anything in here. Nope. Let's just rest until our Valkyrie recovers some spell points. Don't need to recover that many, that's okay. So, considering this, it actually might appear that the mana regeneration seems to be better for actually character classes that are spellcasters. Or maybe mana regeneration is also decided on level ups for how much you get per. Let's see what we have in here. 4 closet slimes? Oh boy, those are of the strong kind. 5 slimes total. That's a lot of slimes. Make wounds. Mental attack on the slimes. They are actually resilient against freeze, so it's not going to be all that useful. Magic missile on the first group. You try a fireball on the first group. Make wounds on the first group and use the loot on the second group. We tried to take out the first group and we tried to put the other ones to sleep. They are really resilient against falling asleep though, so... One slime dead. Ooh, ouch. Mental attack. Another slime dead. Okay. One slime is asleep. You try to heal wounds on yourself, actually. You try to heal wounds on yourself as well, rank 2, hopefully it doesn't fizzle. You don't have enough for magic missiles. Energy blast, rank 2 on those slimes. You try another fireball? No, you use rank 2 fire energy blast here. The second group. Armor plate is still going on, so we don't need to worry about that. Make wounds on the second group. And you try to put the first group to sleep. 3 slimes asleep, that's good. That's a really good score. Okay, one more slime dead. Ouch. Stop it. Phew, slimes are pretty strong to say the least. And heal wounds on yourself. Heal wounds on our Valkyrie. You try Energy Blast. Rank 2 on him. Hopefully it's not going to fizzle. Use Fireball on the second group. You cast Take wounds on the second group. Loot on the second group still. Well, something fizzled. I hope it wasn't wrong. think it was Rob that fizzled. Oh no, it wasn't. Oh wow. That one slime is still alive. You try to hit the group of slimes, because I will definitely take it out with mental attack. I really expected Ron to take that thing out, but I guess not. You hit the second group now. Fireball fizzled again, didn't it? Fireball, cast on the second group. 5 slimes. Make woods. The second group. You keep using the loot, trying to put them to sleep. Fireballs. 1 slime dead, 2 slime dead, 3 slime dead. Oh wow. Quite a lot of slimes are dead. Holy smokes. The second group of slimes died way quicker than the first one. That gained a level. Hey, good job, chat. You gain 4 in most things. Really good. You're in the skill bonus. Sweet. More into theology, which is this priest spellbook, which Valkyrie has access to. Once in a while, anyways. Old monster identifies same mind. We won't encounter anything that makes us insane anytime soon, but later on it would be nice to have. Bless is probably also a good choice for now, especially for people. The thing is, not all that good if a frontline character wants to get blessed and attack at the same time, so I'm not going to get it on chat here. Chat is basically a frontline Rebel Valkyrie. I think what is a better option for me right now is get Cure Paralysis or Silence. I think Silence is the better option. Let's get Silence. Silencing enemies is extremely useful. So, alrighty, Twitch, you gain... Ooh, good job. Quite a bit of things. And you get more into Theosophy. New spell. Kind of like, I guess Silence didn't really gain any points here this time around. Armor Melt isn't all that great. Holy smokes, that's a lot of stuff. Illusion. Ooh, protect the party. Illusion actually creates images, kind of like conjuring up some allies that will help you in combat. Bionic Blast. 3 grade plus PL. Oh, I see. Basically, you hit 3 enemies, kind of like an area of effect type of spell, which might actually be our best option to hit many enemies. Cure Paralysis. Yeah, actually, let's get more in here. Illusion or Bionic Blast? I really like Illusion. But I also really like Psionic Blast. Let's get Illusion. We have AoE from other characters, so it's fine. Rump gained a level. Okay, what did Rump need? I believe Rump needed just 1 more strength. Haha, we got it! Okay. Rump can now become a monk. Rump decided to level up everything, because Vitality cannot go any higher. Earn a skill bonus. Sweet. So, Thaumaturgy I actually won't be able to use, I think, as a monk. So, maybe get something else? Nah, Thaumaturgy this. Ice Shield, Stink Bomb, Direction, Knock Knock on that. This is the last spell Rump gets for a while. I think, for a frontline character, being able to use some initially defensive moves like Fire Shield would be really handy. I don't think Ice Shield is overall that useful. Let's get a Fire Shield. Akali gains a level. You wanted to become a ninja. What do you need for a ninja level? So 12, 11, we have those 10. We need 1 piety. Okay, we got the piety. We can turn her into a ninja now. And you get more into Thaumaturgy? Ninjas use alchemy, so that's not going to be useful for a while. But afterwards she's going to become a Valkyrie? Actually she's going to become a samurai, I think. Or is... no, monk. Rump is the samurai. Oh well, whatever. Fire shield, weaken, ice shield, air pocket, missile shield, armor shield, armor melt. I think missile shield is nice. Missile shield basically deflects ranged attacks at a chance. So, Yaga, you need a ton of intelligence and piety. Okay, we got int. We didn't get piety, but int is the one that is currently lacking behind more, so it's fine. More the theology. Enchanted blade. May want to get that soon. Armor plate, blade, silence. I really want to have silence on the second character, so I'm going to get it. Yo-Yo, you level up. You get strength, which is your weakest stat. I don't know what you want to become later. You probably just actually stay Bard. Skullduggery points. Energy blast. Bards learn from the mage spellbook. It's nice. Blink touch or terror. Energy blast probably. Okay. We need to rest here. Actually, before I do anything else, review. Akali, you know, going to become ninja. You could become a samurai already. Considering she is a mage right now, maybe samurai is better. Let me think about this real quick. Samurai can do mage spells, so we could invest more into mage type thing. Is ninjas use alchemy? I don't really have much of a reason to use a ninja, all things considered. You would go ninja. It's easy to go to samurai from ninja. Alright, that's fair. I'm not sure I want to get samurai eventually, either way. He's supposed to be a Valkyrie as well. But maybe we'll just have her as a samurai, I don't know. Ninja it is. And ninjas cannot really equip most of the things. In fact, I'm not even going to give her a weapon, because she's going to become more of a frontline character now, even though she's a fairy. It's fine, probably. So, Rump, you are now going to become a monk. Also, monks are frontline characters, so we have three actual frontline characters now, instead of a mage in the frontline too. So items, I don't think I can equip too much. Ropes, sandals, amulet of life. Actually not too bad. Once again, I don't equip weapons on those because they have barehanded mastery, and I just want to have them use barehanded. So, okay, we put Rump into the Twitch position, Hakel into this position. So, Twitch is now basically a Psionic in the back row, and chat is a Valkyrie. Okay, search. There's a button in the ball. Press boo. I press boo. Yay. Sleep for a while. Let's go. So, Rump and Akali are now only able to use rank 1 spells because they are level 1 again. The original reason for this game was DOS. Yes, actually, I don't think this one necessarily predates Dragon Warrior. As in, this one was originally 1990. I don't know what Dragon Warrior was. Either way, apparently it was kind of late. Armament racks used to line the walls of this small chamber, but have since fallen away and turned to rot. There's a pile of debris laying against the facing wall. And we get an encounter as soon as we step in here. So, alrighty, this looks like 2 scallywags. I'm still going to use Make Wounds, trying to get her to become better at spellcasting. And you are going to try and hide, and so do you. So hiding is going to be extremely useful, because they will be able to cast spells from the hide. place without being, well, not hidden anymore. Make wounds. I use the loot on the 3 rogues. All of them are asleep. Make wounds. 1. Rogue dies. Hide failed. So the reason why I want them to hide is because hiding allows them to level up their ninjutsu ability. Ninjutsu allows them to... Oh, you're here in this group now. Ninjutsu allows them to basically hide better in combat, as in fail less often, which is kind of the point of me increasing it by hiding in combat here. But on top of that, the higher rank it gets for monks and ninjas, it also increases armor class, so they, or well, decreases armor class, so they are less likely to get hit. Hide, mental attack, make wounds, use the loot. Also the loot, as you can see, is really reliable at this point. Hiding failed. That's okay. Make wounds, level up more oratory. Spell, make wounds, use the loot. Let's go. Hides in the shadows, alrighty. Apparently those are more resilient than expected. So, guy is now here hidden in the shadow. You are hidden in the shadow as well, that's good. I believe the less enemies there are, the easier it is to hide in shadows. Make wounds and loot. Okay. We get a dirk. Dirks are throwing weapons. Just, oh, sell them. Cutlass. Let's go. This one doesn't, but Wizardry 1 through 6 do. 1 through 3 do. I see. Yeah, this came around when SNES was a thing. Oh, a large heavy canvas has been wrapped around some kind of huge crate. Both canvas and the crate have deteriorated to rot, and the hard outline of a figure is silhouetted underneath. Oh. That's actually a different translation. Nice. Search. Carefully taking the tattered remains of the canvas away from the crate and its contents, you see what appears to be a corpse of a dead knight. Oh, never mind. It is then that you realize that it's an armor dummy. It was apparently left behind when the castle was vacated. Inspecting the equipment, you salvage a fine set of chainmail armor along with a crested shield. Oh boy, that stuff is actually good. We give this to the Valkyrie because the Valkyrie is the one that can use it. Probably. And in fact, using it we will. Chat, you equip. And the Chain Hauberk. Heraldic Shield. No, do not invoke the power. This gives you +1 strength, but it uses up the shield, it's no longer there. And I assume Sword of Striking is probably better than the Bastard Sword. I believe the Bastard Sword is 200 anyways. So, yeah. That's that. Also now we can actually give over the leather cuirass over to Akali. Wait, I don't think she can use it. Because she's a fairy. Yeah, fairies cannot use it. Usually all but fairies can use it. So we just give that equipment over to... Rump. Also worth noting is that... Oh, you can't equip a leather cuirass? Wow. You're a monk. Can't equip. Guess so. Also worth noting is that fairies do have naturally increased decreased armor class, which means they are harder to hit anyways. So it's basically quite fine. Another encounter. Alrighty. Make wounds. You try to hide. Mental attack, spell. Make wounds. Use the loot. Let's go. I like it when there's only one group of enemies. It makes the menus quicker and also way better. Oh, I just realized there's a Visual indicator whether someone is hidden or not. That's actually really neat. Make wounds. And you use energy blast, hide, mental attack, make wounds. Oopsie. That wasn't the loot, that's okay. So we get the dirks, more dirks for selling, and root begas, which is some form of weird vegetable. What vegetables do is... Also, by the way, this is the merchant, so I'm not reading it. What vegetables do is that they give you your energy back. We don't really have any use for this, so we just sell stuff we get. So, alrighty, we currently don't have anyone who wants to use dirks, so we just sell more dirks. Oh boy. The selling menu of the DOS version is actually better. Sell the slow scroll, we will not use that. I'm actually going to keep the blind powder, I think that's useful. Sell the cutlass, I don't think we have anyone use for it anytime soon. Bastard sword? I don't think we're getting to nice class changes anytime soon, honestly. So we just sell it, we can buy a new one if we want to. Sell the root begas. Trade. Well, do you have anything for sale? Magic missiles? We are not going to use scrolls for magic missiles. Sell the stuff for now. If we want another stuff, we can sell it. Leather cuirass, no one. Actually, the bard can use it. So we should give it to our bard. Trade ninja. You can literally not equip anything. So we just sell everything here, so you have a empty inventory. Well, she could use a stays, but I want him to have bare-handed combat. I like bare-handed combat. I don't think it is necessarily even has any benefit to bare-handed combat. I just like it. Cutlass. Yeah, we sell it. Yaga, do you have anything for sale? No, we keep those potions. Those are probably quite worthwhile. Yo, do you have anything for sale? The loot? No, we don't sell the loot. Thank you very much. So, okay, he has Book of Knocks, which teaches you the spell Knock Knock if we wanted to learn that, but it's okay. You got pizza crumbs all over your keyboard, now the keys are unresponsive. Oh no. The volume is super low? Of me or the game or the entire stream? Because I actually turned up the stream volume. As in, I recently should have fixed that. In theory, anyways. Anything useful for sale here? Cloth pants, ropes, and also skull cap. Book of Knocks is a nice thing. I already have Knock Knock, so it's fine. Voice could be a notch higher. Actually, I can only do the opposite. I can only turn down the game. But yes, the stream used to be a lot more quiet actually. But sorry, my voice is just naturally really low. Plus the current equipment really is not well suited for a laptop, unfortunately. But laptop is all I have. Alrighty. By the way, I'm not going to talk with the merchants because I don't think... Actually, I'm curious how talking works with merchants. Never mind, I'm going to talk with him. You can talk with NPCs and they can tell you various interesting things. In the DOS version, you just type in words, literally anything you can type. So, hello, I'm Queequeg, how may I be of service? Room? By opening the door, the dungeon is full of monster lairs. Monster? Cosmic Forge? I don't know what it is, you know any clue? I heard a rumor about Frenchman, he lives in a castle tower. His name is Lamont, the captain took his beloved which drove him mad. Find him? Climb the castle towers, the captain took his beloved, he locked up the captain. Beloved? The beloved is Lamont, it is named Snoop Cherry. The Frenchman's thirster still, so that's the guy in the tower. Captain? He's the boss of the captain's den. A rather ominous fellow. The mad Frenchman locked him up in the captain's den. Captain's den? The local seedy hangout of ill repute. not far from here, but you need the password. Password? I'll tell you the password, but first I need information. Information? The captain buried the treasure chest somewhere far away. That's what I want to tell you. I want you to tell me. No buried treasure, no password. Where did the captain bury his treasure? Tell him. I know it's in the giant mountains, but I can't tie him. I don't know until we meet again. By the way, you really should buy the mystery oil. Okay, I was just curious. Alrighty, we are now here. Oh, I can actually move around on the map, that's neat. Alrighty, now we are going to try and open those doors and... first of all, we open the door here. There's another door hit that we can open now, which should be way easier now to pick for Yo-Yo. This is one of the harder ones to open in the first place. But Yo-Yo should now have efficient lockpicking skills. His Stranglewags and Creeping Vines. Alrighty. We use Make Wounds. Once again, we just keep using spells and using spells and using spells until we are high enough level to use other types of abilities. Fireball. Mostly to level up Oratory, which is the ability to cast spells in combat without fail, which is extremely important. Armor Plate, you want to cast that actually. Actually, I forgot. You guys want to hide first. Mental Attack, Strangler Vines. Armor Plate apparently run out. It's better for me to cast it in combat as usual. Rump hides in the shadows. Plate is cast. Cast Mental Attack. Strangler Vine goes insane. Still hits Hawk a little. Make Wounds on the Strangler Vine. You cast. I'm actually curious. On the, as I said, DOS version, the characters do not get unhidden. Didn't manage to hide. The characters do not get unhidden. If they cast spells from hiding in the shadows. And it looks like Rump is indeed still hidden. Maybe Mental Attack does not work on enemies that are already insane. That's kind of a curious thing. So, the reason why we want to have reasonably high hiding is, as I said, on one hand, to improve our dodge rate, let's put it that way. But also the other reason is to have our Valkyrie be the main target for damaging attacks. Or, yeah, just kind of, because they're hidden, they cannot get hit by physical attacks of any kind. Because the enemies just don't see them to physically attack them. Which means only one of my characters can get physically attacked, if at all. And we can just use a high-level armor spell on her, on Chat the Valkyrie, and we will be way better off. A rotted desk lies in ruin across the room, collapsed about its center from an apparent blow. It is surrounded by scattered documents, which also seem quite deteriorated. Examining several papers, it seems they are legal writs of some kind, sitting criminal charges and followed by execution orders. Yes, this is indeed the room where they judged over people. Concealed in a small compartment, we find the desk. And we find the jailer key, Rump. Oh, you're a Rump. Whatever, you look like Rump. 2 giant rats and more rats. Mighty. Make Wounds on that one rat. Hide spell. Mental Attack. The giant rat spell. Make Wounds. Giant rat. Use the loot on the giant rats too. Rest well, Ghost Life. Thank you for dropping by and take care. Have a good night. It appears that Mental Attack just doesn't work sometimes. I'm not sure how Mental Attack exactly operates. I've not had it even in my previous playthrough. Try to hide. So apparently our fairy ninja is way worse in hiding than the monk. So the monk is a really sneaky guy apparently. Spell, make wounds on the giant rat. Use the loot on the rats. Yeah. Everything falls asleep. Alrighty, now she managed to hide in the shadow. Something fizzled. Rats go insane. Make wounds. Spell. Energy blast. Spell. Blast. Spell. Heal wounds. Might as well. Spell. Make wounds. Giant rats. Oh, those are also giant rats apparently. Keep putting them to sleep. Make wounds. One rat is left. Alrighty, all of them dead. And we start resting. And there's nothing in here apparently. Only nothing. There might be a switch. Oh. Okay, this was apparently the jailer's room. And here we have our first instance of being able to use a key. Specifically the jailer key. This is the prison. And thus we can actually enter the prison. Okay, this is a rogue leader again. We know it by color. Which you could actually not do in the SNES version, so that's kind of nice. So, well, you try to silence those scallywags in the back. You hide, you hide, Let's use an illusion here. Rank 1. Illusion should be able to absorb some damage and also potentially attack. So illusions are not just that illusions and purely defensive, they actually also kind of act like little allies that also attack, so it's kind of neat. Armor plate is still active. Make wounds. Make wounds rank 2 on the rogue. Use the loot on the scallywags in the front. Okay, hiding failed, that's bad. All of them are asleep though. One scallywag resisted. Which casts illusion. Whoa. That's fancy. Oh no, the one scallywag that didn't get silenced casted irritation on us, or itching skin. That's not nice. Make wounds on scallywags. You need to hide, you need to hide. Also, we have one figment at the bottom of the screen you can see. That is our illusion ally. That will help us. Going to cure as a condition on a vault. Oh, she's not actually hit or wasn't hit by itching skin. Use the loot on the scallywags. Oh, make wounds backfired. That's bad. Something fizzled. I think the rogue leader just vanished into mist. I don't think I killed him. I think he just decided to go and not get hit anymore. I still need to hide. You need to hide as well. It's actually kind of silly that my strongest spellcasters, the mages, are both now frontline characters, and I don't necessarily want to cast spells with them. Mental attack on the scallywags. Make wounds. Hiding failed again. What? Okay, Rump managed to hide again. Scallywags advance. They just roll over in their sleep. They decide to... let me get over here. Magic missile it is. Hide. Oh boy. Make wounds on the scallywags. Use the loot. Keep using the loot. I want that bard skill or the sing skill to be really high, so we have a reliable way to put enemies to sleep, generally speaking. Heal wounds. Figment touches them. So touching apparently is an attack, at least for the figment. Make wounds. You are still hidden, that's good. Energy blast. Those guys, by the way, ninjas are still, and ninja and monk are still level 1. So they should level up sometime soon. Mental attack. Those guys. Make wounds on those guys. Use the loot on the many. Energy blast. Mental attack. So apparently we didn't need that illusion, but I guess it's okay. Use mental attack on this thing. Energy blast. Those guys, you still try to hide. So, here is the thing. Our ninja fairy is so terrible at hiding, she cannot even hide while the enemies are asleep. It just doesn't work. Scallywag dies. Alrighty, she finally managed to hide. Also, apparently we did kill the rogue leader, or he decided to run away. Okay. Energy blast. Well, actually try a fireball on those guys. Might speed up the combat a little bit. And mental attack. Make wounds. Loot on the many guys. Fireball hits 1, 2, 3, 4 targets. Oh, and they also died. That's actually pretty awesome. Arm gained a level. He's now level 2. We'll need a bunch more stats for whatever else he's going to become. I'm not even sure what he's going to become at this point. But as I said, the SNES version seems more lenient with stats plus. If I really want to, the manipulation is a lot easier to do. Oh, wait a second. No, that's not okay. I don't want to put more points into thaumaturgy because monks actually don't get thaumaturgy. What I do want is, I want to put 1 point into Kiryutsu. This is the critical chance hit spell. Critical hits in this game instantly kill an enemy. And the rest into Theosophy. Theosophy is the priest spell book, which I guess... Yes, I think it is. Which monks do get access to. Okay. I don't think they get spells until level 3 though. With classes like that. So our fairy ninja gains all the stats. Nice. Good job. And she doesn't even get any points that I am allowed to distribute. Our Valkyrie recovers spells so slowly. Fascinating. Okay, dokie. Now, use Yaga. I think you have the jailer's key. Yes, you do. So the thing is, I know in none of those cells there is anything worthwhile in there. The reason why I use the sailor's key anyways on all the cells is so it's out of my inventory. Otherwise it will stay in my inventory. So this is the only thing that is actually in the prison. The skeletal remains of a human rest against the wall of the dungeon. The bones appear to be undisturbed since the time of death. Let's search through them. Searching through the bones, you see a loose stone protruding up. Picking up the stone up and looking underneath, you discover a small logbook filled with strange glyphic scribblings. Many of the pages are too stained to read, but the final portion of it appears to be legible, if you could find a way to understand the unusual marks, that is. So we get the dead man's log, we take it and give it over to our psionic, and we get a harmonium, which is by the way a musical instrument for a bard. Which makes them irritated. Don't use a harmonium, guys, that is really not nice. Okay. Yaga, you use Yellow key. And another encounter. That's another rogue leader. Oh boy. Get the rogue leader. You try to hide again. Hide again. Mental attack. Rank 2 on the rogue leader. Take wounds. Rank 2 on the rogue leader. Use the loot on... Oh, the loot I say. On the brigands. They're asleep. Nice. Make wounds. 13 damage. Hiding failed twice. Okay. They tried to cast blind, but apparently we were unaffected. Okay, here, try to heal wounds on Rump. You try to hide still. And you try to silence the scallywags, that sounds like a good idea. Make wounds, rank 2 in the scallywags. Use the loot to put the scallywags to sleep. The rogue leader is dead already. The wounds successful. One scallywag dead, 2 still alive. Both of them silenced, both of them asleep. Scallywags decide to roll over in their sleep and come into front row. So we start using spells on those. Oh, she actually managed to hide this time. Let's get an energy blast rank 2 on the brigands. You use mental attack, rank 1 is going to be enough. The brigands. Make wounds on the brigands. And you use a harmonium on the brigands. I'm curious what kind of sound that makes. Guess they're not irritated. There's only one brigand left. You don't actually have enough spell points left over to cast more spells. You use energy blast on the brigand. That should probably be enough to take him out. The rest focuses on casting spells on the scallywags. Oh, I don't have enough for that, so you just hit those guys as well. Hit with this the quarterstaff missed, which by the way, they were asleep. It just needs to walk over and hit them. But he couldn't do that. Oh, apparently they are awake. Scallywags hit. Energy blast hit. Wait, actually, energy blast hit the brigand. Scallywag. The brigand. Hit the brigand. Use the loot on the brigand. Because apparently he woke up. Unaffected. So the striking, no penetration. So accidentally hit the helmet or so and didn't really deal any damage to them. Fight, swing, energy blast, energy blast. Heal wounds on him. That should probably be pretty much it. Still asleep. For the striking missed, 7 damage. Scallywag dead already. We get a C doublet, which I'm not sure who can use that. Let's give this over to Rump. Actually, Iron Keys go over to Rump. So those are doors we can, by the way, not open. To give you an idea, we are currently in the jail cells. And there are a bunch of rows of doors where we can see stuff behind, but we actually can't go there yet. Also, we already got another encounter. Holy smokes. So many encounters. Actually, back off. Well, use a fireball. How to get rid of those guys. Because otherwise this could take a while until we can do anything again. The counter rate is pretty crazy. I wonder whether they up that or it's the same or I'm just getting unlucky, I don't know. Okay, 4 of them should be dead. Yeah, alrighty. Hide, spell. Heal wounds. We're getting better at casting spells without fail, so that's pretty good. Lesser condition is not going to do anything, but that's okay. For the striking, and they're defeated. Yeah, let's rest for a while before I do anything else. Because I feel like we could use some more spell points on most of our characters. So, alrighty, this is a row of jail doors. We cannot open those. We can open this one on the right side there, just behind those vines. Yeah. You're actually going to start attacking more with your weapon. So you actually get good at that, preferably. And you use mental attack on the second group of vines. Make wounds on the second group of vines. Put the first group of vines to sleep. Unwind that. 3 asleep. So the striking hits, kills 1 vine. So, keep attacking them. Well, oh, you managed to hide, that's good. You didn't manage to hide, that's not so good. Make wounds on vines. Loot on the second set. I'm not sure why I used the second set, the first one was not asleep yet. But they should die anyway, so it's okay. Or not. Mental attack just doesn't seem to hit them at all. Huh. So hit those guys. Try to hide still. Heal wounds is not going to do anything. Dodge. Parry. Jack and Dark, thank you for the host, I appreciate that. Welcome everybody, hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're doing well, Dragon Dark. Oh. Put that to sleep, and there we go. Grump gained a level, rank 3, or level 3 already. And levels up everything! Wow, that's a really good level up, Grump. Really good. So, as I said, Theosophy is the monk school of spells, and we do indeed get a new spell that we can use. Heal wounds, we probably want to have heal wounds on everybody. Actually, I think that's the psionic spellbook. That's okay, heal wounds is what we need. Let's rest here for a while. These tentacles are so hyped, I guess so. Okay. Here, I think this is the last use of the jailer's key that we have. Means in theory we should no longer have the jailer's key in our bag. Yes, alright. Exactly. The skeletal remains of a human rest against the wall of the dungeon. The bones appear to be undisturbed since the time of death. Let's search. And there's nothing here. Okay. This was the jail cell. Or the jail overall. It seems to have a pretty strong counter rate. Interesting. You keep attacking. Swing at the first group of rogues. Both of them seems to be scallywags. Hide. Hide to hide. You cast a mental thingy. Make wounds on the second guy. Use loot on the second group. Okay, all of the elves should be asleep. Hiding failed, that's unfortunate. One rogue goes insane. And one rogue dies. Swing at them. Hide, hide. Mental attack. Make wounds. Loot. Hiding failed again, even though they are asleep. How can you fail to hide if enemies are asleep? You're literally already hidden. Okay, that was the jail. We have acquired a logbook that we cannot read yet. And what else do we do with that? We don't know. So that logbook, there might be something worthwhile be written in there. What exactly it is, we do not know yet. So over here there are more doors that we still want to open. In total I think it's 4 more doors that we will want to open, which shouldn't be too difficult now. Pick it, yo-yo. Ah, good job. And as usual, there are straight up encounters behind the doors. Start fighting. Those are brigands, so a bit stronger than usual. I'm okay with, they also give more experience. And the loot, put them to sleep. They would be stronger if we didn't manage to put them to sleep that easily. Oh, both of them managed to hide in the shadows. Which means they are starting to get reasonably good at actually hiding in the shadows. It is quite nice. Mental attack. Make wounds. And harmonium. So they are easy to hit too. They are irritated in their sleep. I fight. Well, more energy blast, more energy blast. I should give him a water staff or so he could attack from the back row when I don't want to use a spell. That's okay. Mental attack, it is fine. Oh, accidentally mental attack rank 2. Rank 1 is fine. Just loot. Make wounds. Alrighty, everything dead. And we get more iron keys. We start to not needing those iron keys at all, so I probably will drop them soon. Huckle again the level. Rank level 3 ninja. Ooh, what a terrible level up. That's okay. We get 1 point into Kiryutsu. Just so I don't forget about it. Kiryutsu, once again, critical hit chance. I put 1 point in there, so I have it available to put more points into. It never levels up naturally, even if you get critical hits. So you have to straight up put points in there. Actually, no. I think I will just straight up put points in there, in fact. I don't really care about learning alchemy spells. Maybe. Maybe I do. Let's actually care about learning alchemy spells. The room looks devoid of anything of much importance and was probably used as a storage area. Let's search through it, and I'm reasonably certain that's actually true. Oh, there's a door over here. Let's open it. Locked. Open it, I said. Pick it. Yo-yo. Good job. An encounter. More vines. At this point, I'm just going to use Fireball. Actually, no. We need to hide. Breathe on them. Armor plate. Use to loot. Both of them managed to hide. Armor plate up. Swing. Energy blast. Keep breathing. Breathing costs a ton of energy though. But on the other hand, I constantly rest anyways. Use the harmonium. Let's go. Breath. And the last one is dead. Okay. An old set of wine racks has crumbled to the ground, but it looks as though they were cleaned out some time ago. But we will find still one bottle, right? Oh? But not here? Spending a few minutes to search the room has yielded naught but an empty old wine bottle. Strange, though you uncovered some kind of odd obtrusion underneath the rotted racks, poking up through the ground. Examining the ceiling, you see the cracks of similar nature, and nothing nearby suggests any possible source to their origin. I'm actually curious what that's about. I still generally don't know. So, we get an empty wine bottle. We will not use that for a really long time. So let's rest for a while until stamina is recovered on our psionic, and also spell points are mostly recovered. Greetings, Hybrid 2000, how are you doing? So open this up, pick it, yo-yo. Oh, this is one of those that is already... that I tried to pick and couldn't. In this case, Rump has some iron keys. And they open anyways, even though they're jammed. Don't ask me how that works. Fuming vines, swing at them, hide, hide. Spell, mental attack, spell. Make wounds, use, a loot, put them to sleep. Yeah, all of them are asleep. Make wounds, mental attack. And you already managed to hide, that's nice. You know what, you cast rank 2. That spell, mental attack, make wounds, use. Harmonium at this point. Might as well. Maybe I could start leveling up the oratory spell of the bard as well, instead of trying to use instruments while they are no longer yielding any benefits. The walls of the room are covered with faded graffiti and sprawled writing. The few rotted tables lie clumped upon the ground. Alrighty. When you want that someone special, dial 1-900-LADY. Yay. Trebor sucks. You notice a small hole at the base of the wall. Nice, probably. Huh. Reward. Lost Snoop Cherry contactile mods. Alrighty, so that's that room. So the mice thing is going to be actually important, but we need the cheese first. Alrighty, open this up. Pick, yo-yo. Boom, good job. Another encounter, just some scallywags. Hide, hide, oh, hide. Now I wish those were priests initially. And we had mages. Actually, we don't have any mages anymore. Only priests and types. That's not entirely true. Technically speaking, the bard is also using the mage spellbook, so... yeah, that's a thing. Make wounds, mental attacks. Swing, spell, hide, mental attack, make wounds, They are asleep. Let's start using spells like Energy Blast, so our Bard's Oratory spell levels up as well. Found some Dirks. And chat gained another level already. Nice, level 5 Valkyrie. Not an amazing level up, but it's okay. And more points into Theology. More points for our Priest spellbook. And another spell. Sweet. Armor plate, once again, we already have one of that on a Priest. We don't need more than one, generally speaking. Haste, slow, and cure paralysis. Haste is generally better than slow because enemies can resist slow and it's also only targeting one group. Haste just increases your speed. It's actually not about how many times you attack per round, it's literally just initiative. And this dummy, thank you! How are you doing? Welcome back, and well, I'm glad you enjoy your stay. Thank you so much, this dummy. Thank you so much. Welcome back. So, you are going to learn Pure Lesser Condition. I've been severely lacking Pure Lesser Condition in my previous run on the DOS version. I really want to have that now. Okay, that's that. Old wooden racks rotted and fallen on the floor were made for holding stock once upon a time. An old decaying armor dummy slumped in a corner, slowly becoming powder. Whoops, the dummy just turned to dust. And that's all there is in this room. Alrighty, we have checked out all the rooms but this one. Let's open it up. Here we go. Good job. Encounter! 4 scallywags. Swing at them, hide, mental attack, make wounds, spell. Oh no, use the loot. They're asleep again, sweet. One of them dies. And mental attack just kind of missed. I really don't know why that is. That's okay though. Hide. Make wounds. You use armor shield actually. Just practicing that spell casting. One more scallywag is dead. Hide, swing, hide. Energy blast. Actually, yeah, energy blast rank 2 is the max you can do. Oh, no, not the max, but you can go more. That's what I mean. Might as well silence them. There's no point in silencing them. But apparently mental attack also doesn't do much. Maybe they are already kind of mentally damaged anyways. So of course it doesn't work, right? Spell. Do you keep using... Actually no. No, it's fine. Just get better at oratory. Unaffected. Scallywag dies. Silence, and he's silenced. Fight, hide. Spell, and that. Spell. Make wounds. Spell. Energy blast. Oh, you don't have enough. That's okay. Loot. Put him to sleep. He wasn't already. And the last scallywag is dead. More blind powder. I liked it actually. Woodstone tables divide the room and are so regularly placed that they make you think of a mess hall. Let's rest for a while. Our spell points. Do we find anything in here? Nothing here. Nothing here. And nothing in here. Just a door. Alright. Let's see what is in this door. Open. Oh, it's already open. So we get 7 Crippin Mines total. Let's swing at the first group. Hide. Cast an illusion, maybe that's more useful. Make wounds. Put the second group to sleep. One bind that. Let think something failed. Oh, I think hiding a shadow failed. We get an illusion for our troubles. Creeping minds advance, even though they were sleeping. I guess they also can roll over in the sleep. Spell. Put the second group to sleep. The illusion currently doesn't really do anything. I think higher level illusion also can cast spells and do stuff like that, which could be really nice. You just breathe for now. Breathing is fine. That actually, that is Twitch. Twitch is a breather apparently. Auto striking. Those are hits, and all of them are dead. Several barrels which were stored here have rotted and split open, spilling a bunch of sealed packages on the floor, or package. Search. Most of the packages have turned hard, but dampness has helped to keep one of them fairly soft. Opening it, you find a rather noxious cheese, ripe with age and wholly inedible. I'm sure Twitch would love that. Alrighty, that was those rooms over here. But with the cheese, we can actually now go into a different kind of encounter too. So we will save before we and rest before we do that, because that's actually one of the more difficult encounters that we can have here. So here, you notice a small hole at the base of the wall. Mice probably. And as you might be able to tell, mice do indeed like cheese in this game. So much in fact that they will, well, you'll see. Okay, armor plate cast. And now we use Twitch. Rotted cheese. Twitch used the rotted cheese. Waving noxious cheese in front of the hole produces a faint chittering noise from somewhere on the other end of the hole. The chittering noise is growing much louder and you can feel a vibration behind the wall. Suddenly the wall explodes in a wild frenzy, crazed giant rats. Yes, giant rats. So, and that one rat is crazy strong. We do not play around with this enemy group here. So, alrighty. I'm going to cast Make Wounds, rank 2, hopefully not failing this, on the fat rat. We want to take out the fat rat as quick as we can. That's the goal. I want you... I would like you to hide, but I'd rather have you... Oopsie. I would rather have you cast spells. Yes. Magic missile. Oopsie, no. Energy blast? Okay, energy blast is it on the fat rat. That fat rat is really strong, like really strong. Don't want to, well, underestimate it. Energy blast on the fat rat again. You use, what do we have? You actually cast illusion, and hopefully that will absorb some damage. You use Make Wounds, rank 3 on the fat rat. Use the loot and put the second group of rats to sleep. Those might be killer rats or rabid rats as well. Ooh, 3 damage. Okay, all rats are asleep. They are really susceptible to falling asleep. Fat rat is not interesting. Oh, that was 20 damage on the fat rat. 14 already. Fat rat is dead. That was a really good damage, and we also got lucky enough that the spells didn't fizzle. None of them did. Rapid rats advance. Okay. In this case, you start fighting the rapid rats. You cast Magic Missile, rank 2 on the rapid rats. You cast Fireball, rank 1 on the rapid rats. Cast Mental Attack, rank 2. You cast Make Wounds. And use the loot on those rapid rats. 1 rabbit rat dead, 5 remaining. Also all of them are asleep. Fireball fizzles, that's unfortunate. But 1 more dead, 2 more dead, 3 remain. Okay. We are basically in the clear at this point. Spell, fireball on the rats. Spell, mental attack. Take wounds. Use the harmonium on the second. All of them should get irritated. Oh, actually only 3. 1 more of them dead. Fireball hits 4 targets apparently. Magic missile hits 2. At rank 1 anyways. Alrighty, killer rats. Yes, those are indeed killer rats. Don't want to mess around with those too much. Just want to kill them. Magic missile, fireball. Mental attack. Make wounds, and use the loot again. Greetings, generic streamer, how are you doing? If this game had snake people, this wouldn't be a problem. I mean, this game kind of has snake people, just not as characters that you can select. Try to hide. This is the last guy, so it's fine. Stuff misses. I like the little animations. Basically, they make that much more enjoyable. Rump gained a level. It's now rank 4 monk. A level 4 monk, excuse me. And we are getting further. And monks need Theosophy, so he learns priest type spells. Weaken Terror, Knock Knock. Really tempted to take mental cure lesser condition on him as well. I will actually. Okay, I gained a level. Level 4 fairy. Ninja, unfortunately that was a poor level up again. But that's okay. More alchemy. It did not learn a new level. Twitch is now level 5. Also not a great level up, but that's okay. Twitch, by the way, what would you like to become after Psionic? Or would you just like to stay as Psionic? Chat is probably going to stay a bard for a really long time either way, but Psionic might change his mind sometime, but maybe not anytime soon. Psionic Blast is an AoE type spell for Psionic spells. But maybe we want to actually have Blades instead. Blades is also an area of effect spell that he could use instead of Mental Blast, which seems to fail more often than not. Yaga gained a level. What did Yaga want? Oh yeah, he wanted Piety and Intelligence. Vitality is maxed. Oh, sweet. Okay, 2 more Intelligence point, 1 more Piety point. Let's see, what else do we need for a Bishop? 10... That's it, we actually only need 2 Intelligence and 1 Piety for Yaga to become a Bishop. Yay! 4 points into Theology. And 1 more spell. I might get Cure Paralysis. Whirlwind is a damaging spell, but I don't really have any interest in using it, since it's not all that strong. We could get Conjuration. Conjuration is kind of like Illusion. I don't know whether Conjuration and Illusion work at the same time. I don't know. Enchanted Blade would be interesting, but we are not using melee fighters that much yet. We only have 1 melee fighter currently. Which basically is a buff outside of can use outside of combat to improve your damage overall. So let's get Cure Paralysis. I would like to have at least 1 person with that. You're going to level. Poor level up, but that's okay. You get more points into Skullduggery. We are probably going to go about to 30 with Skullduggery, and then start putting points into Thaumaturgy. And you get Healing Touch, just as another spell to level up Oratory. Okay, and apparently this wall, this opened up a wall back here, which you can see this is not the regular castle anymore. We are apparently somewhere in a weird place, like where you're not supposed to be. But apparently this kind of existed anyway. Oops, wrong button. An encounter, 4 pirates. They were basically locked behind the walls apparently. Hide. Spell. Now you can use blades. Yeah, and actually that's going to hurt them. Spell. Make wounds. Use loot. Put them to sleep. Mortimer sleeps. Sword striking misses. Blades. It's 4 enemies apparently. I wonder whether it's always exactly 4 or whether it's dependent on power level of the spell. Hide. Blades. Let's actually try rank 2. Oh, no, it's only... there are only 4 enemies, never mind. It's kind of difficult to hit more if there are not more than 4 enemies. You start casting Energy Blast. 7 damage with the Energy Blast. Not too bad. Fight them, hide. Blades. Make wounds. They're still asleep, so I don't need to worry about anything else. More Energy Blast from Yo-Yo. Fight, swing, hide, spell. At this point I'm going to use Mental Attack. Make wounds, Energy Blast, not fighting. More spells fizzle, but that's just natural because Oratory still needs to get leveled up. The further we get, the less of a issue it's going to be. Let's take the suit doublet and a doublet if it was psionic. Copper key. I don't think we have any more use for the copper key. Let's just drop them. And here we have a chest. Inspect it. So, I think this is our first chest minigame, isn't it? So, who inspects it? Chat. You figured out it has an N in the name of the trap. Who inspects it, Rump? You know there's a lot of not spell names there. Akali knows there's a Y in the name of the trap. Oh, and you, N-Y-I. So there's 2 N. And Yo-Yo knows a lot. So, disarm the trap. Yo-Yo, who is basically Skullduggery, which is the type of thing you want to have in order to open chests that are trapped or disarming them, whatever. So we have NYR. So Ray of Enfeeble is, I believe, possible. No, actually it's not. It does not have a G in it. Energy Drain. It has to be Energy Drain because this is the only one with a Y and a G in it. Yes, alrighty. Energy Drain, good luck. Yo-Yo, don't fail. Not disarm, oh no. Okay, but at least it didn't trigger the trap. Energy Drain. You disarm. Alrighty. Okie dokie, we get a feathered hat. I have no idea who can use that. Let's give it over to Psionic. Razor Stones. They're basically better ammunition for our bard here if we ever physically attack. Resurrection Potion. That is amazing. Let's give those over to our priest. And a stuffed beagle. Stuffed beagle. Okay, and we are basically going back out. Ooh. Some of those rats look more dangerous than others. Let's attack the second group. You try to hide. You cast blades on the second group. Cast make wounds on the second group. Use the loot on the first group. Punch. Hiding failed, that's unfortunate. Rat dies. That's blades. Alrighty, both rats are dead. Swing. Managed to hide, that's good. Hide. Managed to hide. Mental attack. Make wounds, and you use a loot. Generic streamer, thank you for the host, I appreciate that. Well, okay, managed to hide as well. Very good. It's getting more and more reliable to hide in the shadow, so to speak. Once again, for anyone who did not catch that last time, equip. You change equipment. And what I want to do is I want to equip the razor stones instead of the sling. Or the bullet stones for that matter. That's all. I'm just too lazy to do this outside of combat. So for anyone who missed this, what hiding for us does is basically if we have 3 front people. Our Valkyrie, top left is a front person. The Rubble? I actually don't even know what you are. Here, Rump, our Rubble is also a front person. As in, we have 3 people in the front lines. Those 3 here are the front line people. And Twitch and Yo-Yo and Yaga are in the back row. So, which means they can only get hit by reach weapons of enemies, like border staves, or throwing weapons or ranged weapons, like bows and throwing daggers and stuff like that. So, if we hide with Huckly and Rump, because they both can hide in combat, only the Valkyrie will be an eligible target for melee attacks, which is good for us. Because we can just fully focus on buffing up our Valkyrie's armor all the way, and, well, that will be easier. Although, it's also kind of likely that we will want to have our Valkyrie learn ninjutsu at some point, so she can be also hide in combat at the end. Okay, that's that. Also, I really like that music. Back. That's that, and ladies and gentlemen, we have pretty much explored the entirety of the basement, or Grumble, Friday night at 8. That's nice, I guess. We have pretty much explored the entirety of the basement that we can. Up here, there's more hidden behind cell bars that we cannot enter yet. There's another section up top left here that doesn't really bear any fruits right now. There is no exit. We can... Other than that, not really enter the pirate's den because we don't know about the password yet. But we found a stuffed beagle who is called Snoop Cherry. This is actually what is Lamont looking for, and we will bring that back to him next time. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is it from me for today. Thank you very much for watching, for listening, for lurking, for being around, for being awesome. I really appreciate that. And well, I hope you enjoyed that, and have a pleasant evening, morning, afternoon, whatever it might be for you. Hopefully. Until next time.